You possess the power of immortality, but the price? Forever unable to reach the peak of becoming an emperor. For millions of years in solitude, you've witnessed invincible powerhouse after invincible powerhouse. From their rise to their decline, from glory to ruin. And now, one of your closest bros is about to walk the path of becoming an emperor. Gazing at his majestic figure amidst the rolling thunder tribulation, you can't help but feel a sliver of envy. Lao Ganma, Tianse became an emperor. Why can't I? Why does this trash system have so many damn restrictions? Turns out, when you first transmigrated to this world, the system gave you two choices. Choose immortality, but never be able to become an emperor in this world. Choose to become an emperor, but then you can't be immortal in this world. Back then, without a second thought, you chose eternal life. Who knew that thousands of years later, you'd reach the quasi-emperor realm, but be unable to advance even a step further? Then you glance at Gao Yuege beside Lin Aoshan, the #1 beauty of Zhutianxidi. Her talent is no less than Lin Aoshan's, yet she's content to be a green leaf, giving up on becoming an emperor. Remember back then, the three of you charged together through Zhutianxidi. Your friendship was incredibly strong, defeating countless geniuses. All were qualified to become emperors, but in the end, it's Ao Tian who became the emperor, while you can't even trigger an emperor tribulation. That bastard Lin Aoshan not only became an emperor, but also has the #1 beauty of Zhutianxidi simping for him. I really want to rush over and slap him silly. Not long after, a massive surge of sword intent erupted from Lin Aoshan, cleaving the vast emperor tribulation in a single strike. Then, countless divine rainbows and golden light rained down. Heaven and earth poured down blessings. In Zhutianxidi, a new great emperor has been born, blessed by the Heavenly Dao's fortune. This era belongs to Lin Aoshan. He is invincible in this time. At the moment Lin Aoshan became emperor, everyone else is just background fodder. You sadly leave, returning to your own little world. What's the big deal about some great emperor? No way! System. Am I really unable to become an emperor? Think again. There must be a way, right? Sorry, host. To gain immortality, you cannot become an emperor. Those are the rules. Moreover, host, this was your own damn choice. Changsheng but unable to Zheng Dao Chengdi? What kind of messed up situation is this? Changsheng doesn't mean you're immune to dying, or that you're automatically OP. Looks like I'm stuck living this hand-to-mouth existence for now. After a long hard think, our boy decides to play it safe and grind for power. Even if I can't Zheng Dao, I need some self-preservation skills. Cultivation manuals and pills ain't gonna cut it for me anymore. Gotta forge my own path, something unique to me. Changsheng is my ultimate advantage. System initiating deductions of Changsheng points to commence derivation. Derivation ability activated, consuming 10 million Changsheng points. In the blink of an eye, 1,000 years have passed. A millennium is a lifetime for normal cultivators, but just the beginning for a Damidi. Within these 1,000 years, Ao Tian Dadi established his own holy land, named Ao Tian Shengdi. Then, he travels alone to the perimeter of the Xian Mo Guangdong. This place is also one of the origins of dark chaos, having even defeated a Dadi level expert. The branch that consumes the origin blood and flesh of that Dadi has triggered many beings in the shadows. Could it be that this magnificent Ao Tian Dadi intends to conquer a forbidden zone, to wipe out the sources of chaos? Seriously? Ao Tian Dadi stood before Xian Mo Guangdong, his battle intent reaching its peak, and at the same time, Xian Mo Guangdong exhibited a terrifying undulation. Is the current Dai planning on cleansing the forbidden area? You've crossed the line? I want a Tian Ming Shi. You want a Tian Ming Shi? Do you really think my Xian Mo Guangdong is unguarded? As soon as the words fell, the supreme power no less than Di Wei began to recover. The great Dao is converging. If you don't hand it over, I'll take it myself. Are you really not afraid of us going all out and fighting you to the death? Even if you are the current Dai, you risk falling. Ao Tian Dadi takes a step forward and slowly raises his hand. Qingdi Jian emanates extreme Daowei. Xian Mo Guangdong emits a dark terror. It's as if a Jihi Zun is about to be born. But in the end, Xian Mo Guangdong is silent once more. Take it, and remember this humiliation. Someone will come to settle the score in the future. As long as I am alive, you shall not emerge. He then takes a step towards another forbidden ground, still incredibly domineering, and simply says two words. Hand it over. So Ao Tian out here speedrunning the forbidden zones and forcing them to cough up loot? Bro had to log off just to roast him. Couldn't resist the urge to talk smack, huh? No cap. Ao Tian is the emperor. He's bullying the forbidden zones for clout. But even though this gear is grade A fire, it's basically vendor trash for Ao Tian at this point. Emperor status. OP. Plus, he's racking up all the karma debt. What a Chad. What's this dude even cooking? Whatever, back to my grind. Gotta keep simming. Thanks to the system's super-powered simulation. After 1,000 years, your path is finally starting to take shape. Fast forward another 600 years. You're pushing 3,000 years old and a bloody aura is going wild. A massive, ancient tree explodes from your back. Absolute fire. Followed by all sorts of great Dabio anomalies. Your body's breaking down, fam. You quickly regain your composure, and the effects slowly fade. In the end, Your body has 12 hazy, indistinct paths shimmering inside. Yes sir, I'm on the right track. This Dafio is just too damn strong. Even my emperor-level body is cracking under the pressure. Once I max out these 12 Daos, I'll be the real deal. Straight up invincible. Just mastering 3 might be enough to throw hands with an emperor. You've made up your mind. Back to the grind in your private dimension. The first Dao you choose is an ancient cauldron. Without hesitation, you pull out a mountain of rare materials and start fusing. Only 100 years later, a beam of red light arrives. It's a unique communication method from your old squad. Io. Now it all clicks. All that flexing on the forbidden zones and snatching up treasure 1,000 years ago? Turns out Ao Tian was prepping for a wedding gift. Lin Aotian and Gu Gay are tying the knot. Gotta roll out. Your best bro is marrying the girl you used to simp for. Oof. They're throwing a massive wedding at the Nine Heavens 10. On the wedding day, all races arrived. The densely packed figures stretching as far as the eye could see. Aotian Dadi and the Empress Gu Gay stood on the highest stone platform, receiving blessings from everyone. So many people came. But our boy didn't see that familiar silhouette. He still hasn't arrived. Ever since I attained Dao thousands of years ago, he said he wanted to revitalize himself. I think he won't come. Nah, he'll be here. As Gu Gay finished speaking, a great Dao ripple suddenly appeared in the sky, with flashes of lightning. You, dressed in simple clothes, arrived on the high platform with one step. Sorry, I'm late. Your Majesty the Great Emperor and Empress, please forgive me. He casually flipped his hand, and a small tree emitting the light of stars appeared in his hand. On this small tree, there was even an ancient fruit resembling the moon hanging. Wishing the great emperor and empress eternal love. Wan Ren wishes that you two lovebirds will live forever. Congratulations. At this moment, those attending the ceremony below the high platform had already exploded. If I'm not mistaken, that tree is the Jingchen Shu. Its roots can increase one's lifespan by 5,000 years. It can be said to be a half-divine medicine. That's right, you must know that a quasi-emperor typically only has 6,000 years of lifespan, and even a great emperor only has about 10,000 years. And now it's just being given away as a wedding gift. This Xingchen Shu is too precious. I cannot accept it. Xiao Yuan doesn't have much effect on me. After a while, I will completely seal myself. When the next era opens, I will naturally prove Dacio and become an emperor. Saying that, you turned your head to look at Ao Tian Dadi. Tonight we're not leaving until we're wasted. You can have this era's title of Dadi, and you even snatched the #1 beauty, Ju Tian. I won't lose to you in drinking tonight. You hear? Tonight we're not leaving until we're wasted. Letting you win one round isn't a big deal. On the wedding night, you and your old friends gathered in one place. Because Lin Aotian had become an emperor, their path to emperorship had also come to an end. Accompanied by the wine, they talked about their unwillingness. Among the 10 or so people, Akotian probably has nothing to regret now. Proving Dao and becoming an emperor, and even marrying the #1 immortal fairy, Ju Tian. The next day, you said goodbye to Ao Tian Dadi and Gu Ge. Leaving Ao Tian Sheng Di, a white-robed immortal fairy blocked your way. You little thief! You're trying to leave again? This right here is Bai Wei, the holy maiden of Jiaoqi Holy Ground. But years back, when she was just a little miss, you accidentally peeped her taking a bath. And the result? She chased you down with a sword, thirsty for blood. But through all that chasing and bickering, Bai Wei actually started catching feelings for our boy. And then, against all odds, these two became besties. So it was Chihuahua Yuan Gay who snitched on my location, huh? Does it even matter? I thought for sure you'd be the one to attain Dabo in this lifetime. Guess I just couldn't compete with him. How should I put this? Feels like it's been over 1 billion years since we last kicked it. Mind if I tag along with you for a bit? How could you say no to those pleading eyes? You nodded. Under the moonlight, Bai Wei reminisces about the good old days. Did you know there used to be a genius whose talent was just a smidge below Lin Aotian's? It was Ye Shen. But he's dead, he's gone. When did this happen? He couldn't overcome the tribulation when he was trying to break through. Wiped out by the heavenly tribulation. You fell silent for a moment. After all, since ancient times, only one great emperor can emerge in an era, but countless geniuses fight for that single chance at immortality. Tell me, do you think immortals really exist? And if they do, are they truly immortal? Becoming an immortal seems like a huge scam. Even great emperors go crazy for it, even going as far as to cripple themselves and fall into darkness, all just to wait for the path to immortality to open up. But I can live forever, so does that make me an immortal? What are you planning to do next? You can't reach the emperor realm in this life, so you're gonna wait for the next life? I'll seal myself away and wait for you to become emperor. In the next life, you will become emperor. No matter the era, you will become emperor. Even if it's not in this life, I believe in you. My great Daofo has reached its end. At most, I only have 5,000 years left. Can you promise me one thing? Go ahead, say it. This goodbye. Who knows when we'll meet again in the future. Could you visit me at Jiaozi Holy Land once every 100 years? A glimmer of hope appeared in Bai Weiwei's eyes. This is a state of mind that hasn't appeared since she reached the end of her great Dako. Okay, I promise you. Hearing you agree, Bai Weiwei immediately revealed a completely radiant expression. You guys continued chatting for a long time. Finally, Bai Weiwei said goodbye and left. After leaving, you went to visit some old friends. Quite a few had already passed on to the afterlife. After you returned to the little heaven and earth, you gained a lot of insight. Violent changes began occurring in your body. Countless great Daos were intertwined, seemingly evolving the mysteries of the universe and starry sky from their genesis. At this moment, you were like an immortal sitting cross-legged at the end of the timeline. In the blink of an eye, another 10,000 years passed. During that time, as promised, you went to Jiaoji Holy Land to meet Bai Weiwei. The two of you agreed to travel the 9 heavens and 10 earths together, lasting for several years straight. After returning to the little heaven and earth, you used longevity points to deduce and continue perfecting the 12 weapon Daos. At 5,000 years old, you emerged from seclusion again. Your first weapon Dao has reached perfection. Compared to the peak quasi-emperors in the world, you've left them far behind. This cauldron primarily cultivates defense. Now, facing the great emperor, I finally have some resistance. Next is my second weapon Dao. For the second weapon Dakyo, you decided to focus on the power of slaughter, so you transformed it into a blurry phantom of an axe that emitted the power to cleave everything. The materials are already sufficient. The second weapon Dao will be several times harder than the first weapon Dao. Unexpectedly, 1,000 years have passed. Should still go and meet the appointment first. Once again, arriving at Jiaoji Holy Land. Bai Weiwei had long since resigned from her position as Holy Master of Jiaoji Holy Land, living alone in the Divine Palace. Why are you here so early? I'm scared if I arrive late, this flower will have already withered. Changsheng, take me to see the stars one more time, please. You agreed to start searching for a once-in-a-millennium celestial phenomenon. And in the 300th year, you guys finally witnessed a grand exodus of the stars? The stars' journey is breathtakingly beautiful. Bai Weiwei seems to have let go of everything while watching this scene. Changsheng, you don't need to visit me anymore. 5,000 years? More than half of her life has passed, and she's nearing her final years. She doesn't want you to see her appearance, as she loses her spiritual power and ages. What's wrong? Could it be that you've changed your mind already? Changsheng, if only it were possible to truly achieve Changsheng. Even if I only get to meet you once every 1,000 years, I'd be satisfied. I'm a little scared. Scared that I won't be able to see you again in the future. Hearing these words, a trace of panic that hasn't appeared in your heart for a long time resurfaces. You start constantly thinking about where to find semi-divine medicines or immortal elixirs. That spirit tree you gave Guu as a wedding gift. Who would have thought it would lead to a bond with Bai Weiwei? It seems everything is predetermined by fate. Everyone will have regrets. And Bai Weiwei's regret is not being able to go through life with you. 6,000 years for people like them, quasi-emperors who have reached the end of the great Dao. They've begun to enter their final years. Her chi, blood, and original source are gradually weakening, and you're panicking. 1,000 years with someone is already a blessing. I'm very content. After Bai Weiwei finished speaking, a surge of anger and unwillingness arose in your heart. For a long time afterward, you were constantly searching for elixirs that could extend lifespan. 6,500 years. And you still haven't found any. You start using great divine powers to erase the traces of time on Bai Weiwei. But unfortunately, the effect is minimal. In the same year, another one of your friends, Jiu Zhenyi, finally reached the end of the river of time. You and Bai Wei went to see him off. I already knew. The two of you will eventually reunite. The three of you drink and chat lively in the starry sky, reminiscing about the past, until Jiu Zhenyi's energy of transformation could no longer be suppressed. You send him off for one last journey. Old man Jiu, forcing his last bit of spirit chi, reverts to his youthful prime. Haha. Being in the same era as you guys is my honor, FRFR. This world is pretty chill, but ya boy Jiu Zhenyi ain't trying to come back here again. Yi Chen, I'm coming for you, bruh. And with that, he fades into the starry sky. Jiu Zhenyi's fade makes you even more desperate. After dropping Bai Huwei off at the Jiaoqi Holy Land, you single-handedly barge into an ancient restricted zone, a Zheng Hong zone to be exact, wielding power that suppresses all Daos, unleashing combat prowess on par with a Zihi Zun. But still, you get clapped and barely escape, covered in blood. And no half-god elixir either. Bai Weiwei is heartbroken. Why do you have to do this for me? Having you by my side at the end is already enough for me. You stay silent for a bit and force out a single word from between your teeth. For the next few centuries, you two live like a couple of hermits in the mortal realm, enjoying a period of peace and happiness. But as time marches on, Bai Weiwei begins to age. Not just her, but everyone from your era starts to return to the heavens. By the 7,000th year, Bai Wei can't hold on any longer, and even your secret techniques can't change anything. Changsheng, take me to see the star sea one last time. Alright. You take her to the place where you first saw the star sea, just in time for the once-in-a-millennium star tide, and at that very moment, the entire universe suddenly trembles. The aura of a great emperor fills the air, A massive battle breaks out in the depths of space. Another supreme aura awakens, but Aotian Dadi doesn't even need to use his Emperor Qi and just suppresses it. At the same time, when everyone else is reaching the end of their lifespan, Aotian Dadi officially enters his prime. No one can stand against him. You let out a sigh. The Yu Min Spirit Peak seals off this region of the Star Sea, but Bai Weiwei can no longer hold on and begins to fade. Changsheng. Thank you. My life has been so happy. Seeing Bai Weiwei about to turn into Dao, after thinking for a long time, you finally decided to tell Bai Wei your secret. Bai Weiwei is your love tribulation, and also your catastrophe. Wei Wei, actually I am Changsheng, the old monster. Bai Wei's expression didn't change at all. As if she already knew, she lovingly reached out to caress your face. Changsheng, my heart aches so much for you. In the future, there won't be anyone familiar by your side anymore. No one will talk to you anymore. Possessing eternal life. All I see is endless loneliness and loss. I really want to be able to stay by your side forever. Even if it's just looking at you, the Dao's transformation power begins to dissipate, and you immediately unleash the 12 incomplete soldier Daos. Forcibly resisting, endless anger surges in your heart. You don't want me to see you grow old, so I'll snatch an ageless face for you. You wield terrifying power, completely refining the entire sea of stars, refining it into a supreme God source. Bai Weiwei peacefully lies within the God source, like a sleeping maiden. Sorry, I don't want the future where I can't find anyone familiar anymore. Forgive my selfishness, but I really have no other choice. The star tide dissipates, and the aura of refining the star sea's God source alarms the great emperors. Lin Aotian and Ji Yu Ge appear before you. Even when facing a great emperor who has just suppressed a supreme life form, you don't show the slightest fear. You trying to stop me, bruh? Lin Aotian's expression is stern, emitting a supreme and unmatched aura, but you also possess the energy of trillions of stars, an aura that suppresses myriad Daos. Although not equal to Lin Aotian, you don't back down. You directly tear through space and return to the Jiaozi Holy Land. He's already walking a different path. Changsheng bro has already proven the Dao in a different way. Still a little short, but it's pretty much confirmed. Throughout history, there has been no shortage of people with outstanding talent who failed to reach the peak. They will avoid the Heavenly Dao, seeking out a path of the great Dao that has been severed. You return to the Jiaozi Holy Land, personally placing the sealed Bai Wei's God source in front of the plum tree. From now on, I'll visit you often. After this whole ordeal, your supreme mental state didn't regress. It actually improved quite a bit. Facing this tough cliff alone, could I actually become an immortal? Time flies, and now it's already the year 12,000. A surge of Emperor's aura suddenly erupted in the Zhu Tianxidi, revealing a hint of sorrow. Ji Yu Yue. Big bro, even you can't hold on any longer. Even if Aotian Yi is the great emperor, he can't find you another undying divine feather. The emperor's might echoed throughout the Zhu Tianxidi for a long time, as Aotian Dadi charged into the cycle of reincarnation with his aura. Engulfed by the aura of the supreme, even the sky was filled with massive cracks. Aotian Dadi annihilated two supreme beings, nearly leveling the cycle of reincarnation. Even so, he still couldn't bring back a single immortal medicine. In the year 12,500, the heavens and earth showed strange signs. This empress is about to turn into the Dao. In the little world, you look at the information coming from the transmission talisman, hesitating. The second path of military has not yet reached great completion, but it's more than enough to protect yourself. Lin Aotian, Ji Yu Yue. Big bro, this is probably the last time we'll see each other. The number one beauty of the Zhu Tianxidi, Ji Yu, is about to turn into the Dao, and the last person she wants to see again is you. Seeing no reaction on the sound talisman, he couldn't help but reveal a hint of disappointment. No need, Aotian. This is all fate. It has let me stay in this world long enough to be able to go through this life with you. I've let it go. Thanks to the spirit tree you gave me before, I, Ji Yu, can obtain a lifespan nearly equal to that of a great emperor. That's already extremely rare. The aura of the Heavenly Dao vaguely appears in the sky. All living beings seem to feel the warning coming from destiny. I told her to seal her memories. I don't want to just hide in the divine burial ground forever. My own choice is enough. That dude has been hiding for so many years. Is he not even willing to come for the last time? What is he running away from, after all? Perhaps he has his own difficulties. Aotian, I can't hold on any longer. Let's go to the deepest part of the universe. Aotian Dadi no longer hesitated. With a single step, you arrive in the deepest reaches of the cosmos. Right then, you tear through space and appear before the two of them. Sorry I'm late. Changsheng Ge, finally meeting you, has resolved a regret. Before he can speak, Aotian Dadi emits a chilling, flickering, killing intent. Why isn't the seal working on him? This is our choice. Taken from the heavens and earth, eventually returned to them. Changsheng Ge. This is my choice. I've lived a brilliant life. Ending like this isn't so bad. Everyone hopes for eternal life. But what if eternal life is a mistake? Meeting you has been more than enough for me. Leave. I want to say a few words to Aotian while I still have time. You glance at Aotian before tearing space and returning to the minor celestial realm. Aotian, you've offended too many in this life. I fear the forbidden zones will have a reckoning. Changsheng has walked his own path. When the time comes, he'll be your aide. I don't need aid. I am the Da-di of this era. I will crush all enemies, even if he can prove the Dao differently. This trash isn't my opponent. Ao Tian, I'm going now. Like that. Together with Yue Ge in the starry sky, they transform into the Dao, dissipating in the deep universe. Another old friend lost. It's all an illusion. Only the great Dao is real. 15,000 years pass, and a strange fluctuation disrupts your cultivation. Ao Tian, can't take it anymore, huh? If a Dandi wants to extend his life, he either consumes immortal medicine, or forcefully lives a second life. 16,000 years, the great Dao begins to lament. Everyone knows Ao Tian Dadi can't hold on any longer. You seriously don't have any immortal medicine? So what will you choose in the end? Will you cut yourself like the invincible ones of the past, hide in the forbidden zones to avoid the scrutiny of the Heavenly Dao, or will you just transform into the Dao, returning to heaven and earth? 300 years later, and the ancient forbidden zones are starting to rumble with some serious heat. Hey, Ocean, you about to get cooked, aren't you? Let's see how you're gonna suppress this. Hey, Ocean, time to pay up. You owe me Emperor Blood Essence. A gigantic hand appears in the sky above Aotian Holy Land. But bam! A flash of swordlight instantly obliterates that massive dark hand. Anyone else want their debts repaid? Aotian is open for business. I'm the current era's emperor. Even playing possum, I can still wipe the floor with you flies. Even so, more Forbidden Zone entities keep crawling out of the woodwork. These are all the Forbidden Zones that Lin Aotian previously pissed off. Aotian, you're old news. You ain't got that swagger anymore. Give me your essence, and I can hold on a little longer. All-out war erupts. 7 or 8 Forbidden Zone figures simultaneously make their move. The entire 9 heavens 10 earths looks like it can't handle this level of power. Just a bunch of self-mutilated freaks, and you dare call yourselves supreme? Just die already. An invincible entity gets sliced and diced by the Emperor's sword. But half of Aotian Great Emperor's body also gets wrecked by a combo attack from those supreme beings. The Forbidden Zone entities are scrambling to devour the Great Emperor's lifeblood. Nice. I can feel his essence drying up, about to unleash some vitality. The invincible supreme beings attack again, but Aotian just laughs, unleashing a sword strike even more terrifying than before, instantly slaying 4 invincible entities. Hurry up and sublimate to the max. Don't hold back. After we suppress him, we can still snatch his essence. The 4 entities start their ultimate sublimation one after another. The Great Emperor's power manifests. What in the actual? And it's the Kill and Bone Emperor from the ancient race. He's still alive. And the Blood Demon Emperor of the demon race. Holy crap, so many great emperors. So they were all alive this whole time, just chilling as supreme beings. They and Aotian clash once again. The fight almost tears 9 heavens 10 earths apart. Space-time is going haywire. Out of respect for our old days, I'll help Aotian out just this once. Open the spatial system. Swap out some hellscape terrain. The space is full of cracks. Ao Tian Daidi is getting ganged up on by the Forbidden Zone freaks. You're slinging those 12 paths. Your OP exclusive powers are starting to come back online. One pot sweep and boom! Battlefields get reshuffled. You gotta die. A Forbidden Zone boss immediately throws hands your way. You tank that hit with the Wanling Ding like a champ? Was that the best the Dai could do? Without hesitation, you summon that busted-ass, unfinished giant tree, swinging for the fences at a Golden Jade Ruyi, straight countering that attack. Another Forbidden Zone monster decides to join the party, targeting YU. Your body turns to dust in a blink, only to reappear in another dimension. This guaranteed death escape technique from ancient times, as expected of the former Dai. Ain't no one here is a pushover. This trick only has so many uses. They'll figure out the escape pattern soon enough. You glance at another battlefield. Those 3 Daltons Dai are going supernova, looking tragic AF. Ao Tian Daidi is just a skeleton now, barely clinging to life. Yo, Ao Tian. Didn't see you for a hot minute. How'd you get so weak? Before you can even bust out your trump card, Ao Tian Dadi's soul and bones are already getting refined. His life force fades, and just as you're about to bounce, a surge of vitality starts to erupt. Instant revival elixir, baby! As the life force makes a comeback, those apex beings smell a conspiracy brewing. A conspiracy aimed at the Forbidden Zone powerhouses. They all start scattering like roaches when the lights come on. Ao Tian Daidi is back. He's living his second life. Blasted to smithereens by those Forbidden Zone chumps, Ao Tian Daidi has returned. Even with his imperial aura damaged, his presence is stronger than ever. Get over here! At the shout of the newly reborn Ao Tian Daidi from those holy lands and imperial clans, each piece of imperial artifact radiates ultimate power, flying into the starry sky. The cosmos, forming a massive execution formation. Only 2 of the apex beings manage to escape. The remaining 6 Daltons Diz are trapped within the celestial killing array. Nuo Tian. This is a conspiracy against us. You're such a despicable little man. A great emperor instantly got clapped by the formation. Bro really switched sides and chased after the 2 fleeing great emperors. Even though Ao Tian is a scheming scumbag, didn't you 2 enjoy beating me up just now? Inside the hidden killing formation, the 3 remaining supreme beings also started to power up like crazy, and Ao Tian looked like he couldn't believe it. Turns out, They were the human race great emperors of the past. These dudes once suppressed the darkness, but they themselves fell into it? The irony is max level. Agiotian. Just wait until the day your lifespan dries up. You'll make the same choice as us. So what if you live a second life? It's only a matter of time. Let's go! Ao Tiandi activates the hidden earth-killing formation with everything he's got. Its unmatched power makes it impossible to see what's happening inside. Only the great Dao constantly lets out mournful cries. Meanwhile, our boy controlling the Wanling Ding is fighting one supreme being, while another supreme being has lost all fighting spirit and is straight up running away. Kid, do you have to fight this old man to the death? This god and demon has powered up, possessing the perfect strength of a great emperor. But he can't maintain it for long. If the Heavenly Dao finds out, he's definitely dead. That god and demon panicked, desperately taking your hits to escape back. Just as he's about to reach the Xianmo quarry, you unleash your strongest attack. Half of that supreme being's body disappears without a trace, and the Xianmo quarry seems to sense something and hides itself again. The god and demon's figure suddenly sighs. All those years of hiding were ultimately futile. Then, the heavens condensed a streak of eternal destruction and descended, vanishing into space. Is this a move from the Heavenly Dao? Even a great emperor wouldn't dare take this hit easily. You continue to control the Wanling Ding, wanting to chase after that fleeing supreme being. But Ao Tian Dadi pops up right in front of our guy. He's staring down his former best bro and radiating some serious killing intent. Our boy's just standing there, heavy with silence. No way he can win. And forget about escape. I knew he'd left some backup plans, he thinks. He sighs, dropping all his defenses. Is this the end? Lin Aotian glares at him but holds back. The keepsake she left me. It's shattered. I knew it was you, bro. The chosen one of all beings is now extinct. When I arrived, I just casually wiped them out. Savage. So you gonna try and take me down? I made her a promise. Oh, so it's like that, is it? But if I find out you've become the chosen one, I'll personally erase you from existence. No matter where you run. Damn, those are some serious threats. Lin Aotian finishes his piece and rips through space, leaving. Our MC also heads back to his little pocket dimension. Aotian, I let you off this time for the sake of our past brotherhood. But from now on, let's wait and see. The battle in the deep cosmos finally comes to a close. After Aotian Dadi returns, the creatures in the restricted area once again plunge into despair. After that battle, I finally have a completely new perspective on my own strength. If the battle power of a normal Dane Dai is 1.1, Aotian is probably 1.3, and I'm now 0.7, the chosen one would be 0.8. If my second path of weapons reaches perfection, I should have a battle power of 0.9. As long as I'm alive, I can definitely surpass everyone. Never give up. With these thoughts cleared, he continues to cultivate his second path of weapons. Time flies by. 6,000 years pass in a flash. Inside his little dimension, a strange sound echoes, then merges into a giant hammer. My second path of weapons has finally reached perfection. The first and second paths of weapons combine into one. Although I'm a bit weaker than Dai, I'm not afraid of Dai anymore. Facing Aotian now, escaping shouldn't be a big problem. Progress. He opens his longevity system, carefully checking the numbers on it. Half step Da Dai Rem. You're giving off destructive vibes. I'm calling you the Destruction Axe. These 12 weapon paths are getting harder and harder. Wonder how long it'll take to comprehend the third path. After finishing all this, you glance towards Aotian Holy Land. Since that last comeback, Aotian has been hiding. If it weren't for sensing his powerful life force, you'd think Aotian dipped. Aotian. Oh, Aotian. When will you finally show your face? You haven't appeared for 6,000 years. Are you researching immortality techniques or something? Or is it that for your former best bro's third life, you don't want him to die pathetically, but you also don't want him to be too OP? System. You think Aotian can comprehend an immortality technique and live a third life? Dude, asking me that is like asking me to go ask him directly. You want me to go ask for you right now? Get the hell out of here. Trash tier system. Other than giving me immortality, what good are you? The resources are pitifully scarce. Not even an immortal elixir. Forget it. Looks like I should head out for a bit. Then you arrive at Jiaoqi Holy Land. The plum tree that you and Bai Weiwei planted has grown quite a bit. Every time you appear, this little tree acts like a kid, happily dancing around. I've come to visit you. And you too, little guy. Didn't expect you to develop sentience. After staying at Jiaoqi Holy Land for half a month, you leave, starting to roam the 9 heavens and 10 earths, searching for opportunities and missing materials to cultivate the third weapon path. Finally, you arrive at the 9 heavens and 10 earths. These extremely dangerous, forbidden zones that even great emperors wouldn't dare to step into. These 3 forbidden zones are the Corpse Burial Ground, Buddha Soil, and Reincarnation Plateau. The Corpse Burial Ground has dense yin qi, and any living being that stays for too long will lose their minds. A great emperor once entered the Buddha soil and almost got converted into a Buddha, while the Reincarnation Plateau will cause one to fall into reincarnation until their origins are completely exhausted. So he's just flexing the might of some OP heavenly emperor? But the energy from these forbidden zones Ain't dropping anytime soon. Forcing my way in is way too risky. Gotta find materials elsewhere. Over the next 1,000 years, our boy scoured Jutian Shidi, snagging some pretty sweet natural treasures. Then, out of nowhere, a beam of light descends upon Jutian. The ruins of the ancient heavenly court appear, one of Jutian Shidi's ultimate no-go zones. A chain, forged from the great Dabio itself, clamps down on the forbidden zone in the cosmos. And then, Iotian Dadi wakes up and just strides right into the divine ruin. 7,000 years later, Aotian Dadi's imperial might echoes through Jutian Shidi again as he solo dives into the divine ruins. You gaze up at the sky, muttering to yourself, haven't seen him in millennia, he's even stronger now. If you don't put a stop to him, how many living beings will fall into despair? You wrap up your treasure hunt through Jutian Shidi and head back to your lair. And this time, Aotian Dadi is back real quick. Plenty of high-level old monsters realize Aotian brought something back from the divine ruins. Aotian's probably out collecting debts, but those forbidden zones that ganged up on Aotian before definitely ain't gonna get away. Not my problem. I'm just gonna keep hiding. You retreat back into seclusion. In the 8,000th year, Aotian Dadi uses law-infused chains to lock down the reincarnation sea, battling it out for months. Finally, Aotian Dadi hauls out the head of some supreme expert, leaving the forbidden zone. Afterwards, Aotian continues to mess with the forbidden zones. In the 12,000th year, deep in the cosmos, the roar of 10,000 paths echoes for nearly a century. Daoji Immortal Realm, Dream Illusion Charm Realm. These are all rare materials, one of a kind in all the world. Aotian, all that stuff you were doing before was just crafting gear? Seeing the treasures Aotian's refining, you're seriously impressed. So you, Shenjia, decide that after mastering the third stage of weapon forging, you'll follow Aotian's lead and pay a visit to each of the forbidden zones. 500 years pass. Deep in the cosmos, a 5-colored immortal sword is born, surpassing even a great emperor's weapon, radiating an aura that transcends everything. Many believe this great emperor will wield this newly forged weapon to cause trouble for those forbidden zones. But after returning to his holy land, the great emperor goes silent. In the 14,000th year, a tremor shakes the heavenly palace, with the great Dao's laws overflowing. This doesn't seem like a sign of aging. Noon already? Bro really thought he could go fishing for people in a restricted zone and get away with it. This ain't good, fam. This ain't good, ATOL. Aotian takes a step into the cosmos, his aura is peaking, and his Dagyo is rock solid. No sign of weakness here. You instantly realize, no wonder those restricted areas were offering Bankei. Aotian, so you're also trying to self-sever and become an ultimate being? Guess you messed up too. Emperor-level pressure blanks out the sun and stars. Aotian, the great emperor, sits cross-legged in the void. His gaze sweeps across the 9 heavens and 10 earths, seemingly searching for someone, but ultimately stands up. Disappointed. Countless eyes are locked on from within the cosmos. Everyone's speculating. Will Aotian, the great emperor, fall to darkness? You all think I'm just waiting to sever myself. How laughable. I, a dignified human emperor, would never be like those creatures lurking in the shadows, afraid to face the light like you lot. Suddenly, the laws of myriad Daos erupt, and his aura keeps on skyrocket. The beings of the 9 heavens and 10 earths are in utter shock. Aotian, great emperor. Is he trying to breach the Ascension Road? In this 9 heavens and 10 earths universe, a path to ascension appears in every era. Rumor has it that these paths to ascension connect to the legendary immortal realm, and you can become an immortal by breaking through. But all the great emperors who've stepped onto this ancient path never return, entering with a 9 out of 10 chance of dying. Aotian stands at the center of the universe. Swordlight piercing the void. A bone-white path abruptly appears from within the chaos. Aotian stands before the bone path, seemingly waiting for someone. I underestimated you. You actually dare to barge into the Ascension Road. The final moment of this era. Let me give you a send-off. The next second, a figure enveloped by the myriad spirit cauldron flies toward the Ascension Road. Plenty of old monsters recognize you. It's that supreme being who helped Aotian, the great emperor, back in the day. Seeing you arrive, Aotian casually waves his hand, obscuring the heavenly secret so even supreme beings can't peek. Changsheng, 10,000 years. Didn't think you'd choose this path. And you show absolutely zero signs of weakness. Aotian doesn't bother caring whether you're telling the truth, just says casually, we've been around for so long, how could we bear to leave? This era only has you and me as companions. Consider this our final drink. Really? You still got plenty of lifespan left, right? Honestly, when my lifespan's about to hit 0, I ain't feeling too confident. You two chilling in the cosmos, reminiscing about your younger days, sharing secrets like besties. The secret you're hiding is probably connected to achieving Davio, isn't it? I knew you didn't achieve Davio that time. Even I, you, can keep your secrets. I'm an emperor. Why would I care about anyone else's secrets? You guys really underestimate me. As Aotian finished speaking, you fell into a heavy silence. The secret of Changsheng you don't dare reveal. If the Forbidden Zone creatures find out, there might be someone even more OP than Aotian. You'll have nowhere to run. maybe you can try living a third life. Accumulating another lifetime on this path will increase the odds. A third life? I already got methods to live a third life, but what's the point of living life after life? The things people cling to, eventually, they're all gone. Eternal life isn't what I'm after anyway. Dio Tian's last words seemed meant only for you. You didn't respond, just kept drinking. Meeting you in this life was unexpected. For me, it's a surprise, but I'm still a bit unhappy with you, so I still have to give you a little lesson. Then, a multicolored sword beam mercilessly blasts you out of the cosmic void. The sword Kree was so vast, it only stopped after reaching the highest heavens and lowest hells. Lin Aotian, you son of a BTCH, Changsheng, at some point in the future, maybe you'll discover the surprise I left for you, or maybe that'll be your tribulation. After speaking, Aotian stepped onto the Dengxian road alone. The heavenly mandate stele roared. Myriad Daos intertwined. The heavenly Dao of the 9 heavens and 10 earths completely cut off Aotian the great emperor's aura. You lie on the ground. Your face complex, 30,000 years old. The last person from this life that you knew. The current great emperor, once your best bro, Aotian, has disappeared. You feeling that true loneliness and loss hitting hard, huh? Aotian the Great, shaking the past and present, finally chose to forcefully barge into the Dengxian road of 9 deaths, no life. His aura disappeared from the 9 heavens and 10 earths. The heavenly mandate also, at some point, unlocked the shackles of the great Dao Yao, leaving behind a unique Dao Yao imprint of Aotian. The era of Aotian the Great has ended. But for Aotian's Dao imprint to completely vanish, it still needs another 10,000 years. For the past 10,000 years, no one could become emperor. The Zhu Tianxi Di is about to face major events. I should probably dip first. Our boy barely chilled in the Xiaotiandi for like 100 years, and the entire Aotianshengdi chose to seal themselves in the cosmos. The aura of the Jizun is getting mad active. Alfio Tian dipped, but the great Dabadio hasn't recovered yet. The Zhu Tianxi Di's living beings can't climb to the top. To these forbidden zone beings, even eating is tasteless. Probably won't be a big disturbance. Right? Time skips another 4,000 years, and the star-filled universe shows a tragic scene. A Jizun is straight up devouring life essence in the cosmos. From the invisible realm you sense this scene. You do a little calculation and find out it's actually related to you. Why is there cause and effect with me? How interesting. Now that I have a Dabio weapon 2-in-1, I'm not even scared of a Dabida. Time to grab someone to practice on. Aotian's gone. Who can suppress this world now? This is an ancient Jizun being, with decaying qi and blood and a broken great Dao. Because Aotian Di suppressed them before, they never dared to act. But their origin is seriously depleted. Even if they devour all the vital land, the effect will be minimal. Can't wait for the immortal path to open, and not willing to just kick the bucket. Even if they turn all the living beings in the star-filled universe into blood food, they won't regret it. But at this moment, a spark of fire cuts in, also attracting the attention of other Forbidden Zone beings. It's you! Were you not killed by Aotian, or were you originally on the same side as Aotian? When you enter this world, finding that the living beings of all races are shouting Aotian's name, you also understand why it is a bit related to you. The next second, you activate the Wanling Ding to attack that Jizun. The two sides fought, creating a terrifying sound, as if about to shatter. Then, powerful Di Wei recovered in the deep universe. From within the Ding Dao Qi Wei, you recognize the identity of this being. The Yao Huang, who once swept through the Forbidden Zone, is you. Long Yi Yao Huang, the Dan Di endlessly praised in the ancient books, is actually a Zizun of the Forbidden Zone. Not only you, but all the living beings watching this battle can't believe it. You, head crowned with the Wanling Ding, hand gripping the Pomie Fu, sense the Long Yi Yao Huang in front of you. The Dan Di's spirit is flawless and perfect, forcing me to the pinnacle of sublimation. You are doomed! Bury you with me. This is Long Yak Yao Huang going all out. Our boy ain't sleeping. He's instantly blending those Dao laws. This strike warped space itself, twisting even time. But in the end, Long Engak Yao Huang gets blasted back across a gazillion planets, forced to drop out of that emperor realm. I didn't lose to you, I lost to time itself. I can't accept someone using that dang OL destruction plume to end this battle. Then, Long Engak Yao Huang turned into starlight, replenishing the heavens once more. Gotta respect a former great emperor. If you were at your peak, ain't no way I'd win so easily. And just from this fight, you're already pretty banged up. After Long Yak, Yao Huang fades away. Left behind? Some loot. A bright red spear snapped in two, but still an extreme Dacio weapon. Next to it, a black stone box with some heavenly treasures. After stashing it all in his spatial bag, our MC stares at the devastated starfield, letting out a sigh. This is the dark turmoil. Living beings are just fodder. Absolutely zero chance of resisting. All I can do is this much. Then, dragging his injured self, he heads back to the little heavenly world. Dude opens up Long Gak Yao Huang's little black box, and BAM! A piece of tortoiseshell with some cryptic writing. Score! No surprise, these ancient bigwigs are hoarding the good stuff. The third Dao weapon isn't set in stone yet, but with this tortoiseshell, Our boy's cooking up some ideas. Gotta tread carefully later on. That one sword from Aoyo Tian cut ties with that guy. By getting involved, all the Forbidden Zone freaks are now gunning for our MC, and there are a bunch of ancient supreme beings already pinpointing his location. Others already noticed the first 2 Dao weapons. Now, gotta learn some other great Daos to hide my identity. You know, after pondering for ages, you finally decide to cultivate the ordinary Dao on one hand, while deducing another great Dao path on the other. Time flies, and before you know it, 8,000 years have passed. Our boy's already 42,000 years old. This year, the heavens and earth shift. The great Daos are recovering, and all those quasi-emperors can sense the pearl's restraints loosening. The new era has begun, but still no sign of the heavenly tribulation. Maybe I should adopt a disciple? See if they can compete for the great emperor position this era? And so, you start wandering the 9 heavens and 10 earths for a century, just talking to people. You've been everywhere. And finally, you take in a kid with dirt poor talent. Her name is Hong Tian. When you found her, she was trying to survive amongst a pile of bodies. And after bringing her back to the little heaven and earth, you use an supreme secret art to reshape her. Then you seal her in divine source. You even refined the broken emperor weapon of the dragon crocodile demon emperor, placing it inside Hong Tian's body to nurture her weakened life force. With all that done, you go back into closed-door cultivation. Immortal wood returns to nothingness. If wood possesses the tidal power of time, you might have a few ideas about the 3rd military Dao. The 3rd military Dao shall be called the Gishu Bell. But even with the system's deductions, who knows how long it'll take to complete. Then you look elsewhere, deducing the 5 elements generation and recuperation art. Compared to the judos of the 12 military Daos, the 5 elements generation and recuperation art is clearly easier to cultivate. Using the power of the 5 elements, mutual generation and overcoming, endlessly creative, thereby breaking through the great Dao's bottleneck. The power of the 5 elements also means I need to cultivate 5 great Daos to perfection, achieving an endlessly generating cycle. These cultivation methods are something even ordinary great emperors wouldn't dare to think about. Who would waste time cultivating so many different great Daos? But the one thing I don't lack is time. An ordinary great emperor can only perfect one great Dao in their entire life, while you choose to cultivate multiple great Daos simultaneously. The power of the 5 elements also means I need to cultivate 5 types of great Daos to perfection. Fusing the original source should be enough to rival a flawless great emperor. Since the cultivation difficulty of the 12 military Daos increases with each level, having a clone cultivate the invincible 5 elements generation art is the fastest way to improve strength. To be safe, you even spend longevity points to deduce the death law. As expected, it's feasible. It's much faster than cultivating the 3rd military Dao, although relatively, the limit is lower. Well, gotta improve my self-preservation abilities first. 100 years pass, and Hong Tian emerges from the divine source. Our dude took her sightseeing all over the place. Hong Tian went from a skinny little dark-skinned girl to a full-blown young lady. After seeing countless talented prodigies, Hong Tian started doubting herself. Master, can I really compare to those geniuses? Why don't I feel even a sliver of hope? For me, what's the benchmark for becoming an emperor? To be invincible, to defeat all enemies. But my talent, comprehension, natural gifts, even my foundation is inferior to others. How can I even dream of being invincible? Hearing this, Hong Tian's face turned pale, devoid of color. Biting her lip hard, a surge of anger rose up. So laughable. Just because I said you might not be good enough, you're already giving up on yourself? And you expect to become the strongest with that attitude? As soon as those words left his mouth, Hong Tian's face turned even paler, with tears vaguely glimmering in her eyes. This world has never been fair. Some people have better talent than you, some have deeper backgrounds, some are just luckier. But there's one thing everyone starts on the same line with: their Dao heart. If you're inferior to others in everything else, then work harder to catch up. If 10 times isn't enough, then try 100. If 100 isn't enough, then try 1,000. Your opponent is never anyone else but yourself. Possessing an unshakable Dao heart is the first step to becoming a powerhouse. Hong Tian seemed to understand, but still had some doubts. I'll accompany you on a 100-year journey. The day you understand, you can travel on your own. But then, he only accompanied Hong Tian for 10 years. After Hong Tian said goodbye, he went far away alone. She carries half of his emperor weapon, and the underworld's floating life calamity ground, enough to protect her even against a supreme. He's not worried about her safety. With my current resources, nurturing you into a quasi-emperor isn't difficult, but without experiencing the tempering of wind and rain, how can you truly mature? He's decided to let this kid loose into every era to face and train with the prodigies of those times, until her Dao heart is tempered to perfection, without flaw. Then she can prove the Dao and become an emperor. On the way back, he, already a half-great emperor, sensed danger. Then a gigantic hand attacked him. You instinctively activated Wanling Ding, launching an attack at the beast. The killing intent from the colossal hand also dissipated. Was this just a probe? Ultimately, did it originate from Shenshu, Lunhui Hai, or Xian Mo Kuang. You vaguely sensed countless powers deducing your past, but your cultivation has far surpassed Jizun, making the deduction extremely difficult and dangerous. After returning to the Little Heaven, you immediately concealed yourself within space. I don't belong to the Jizun of the Forbidden Zone. Yet I can resist them and possess the power to initiate a dark turmoil. Looks like they've taken notice of me, but shouldn't they have ganged up on me when I was injured by Long Mo Yao Huang? But those 8 self-amputated beings are all cowards. On the contrary, it gave me an opportunity. Gotta speed up cultivating the 5 elements life-breathing technique. In the blink of an eye, several hundred years passed. Hong Tian was once again utterly defeated by a young Haizu prodigy. Despite repeated defeats, she became more courageous with each battle. Unsurprisingly, she failed again, desperately fleeing. She became known to many living beings for constantly challenging prodigies. Normal cultivators experiencing continuous failures would have their Dao hearts shattered long ago, but for Hong Tian, failure is just her daily routine. I will definitely do it. Didn't I say if I fail once, I'll just do it again? I can definitely do it. The Haizu youth pursued. In his heart, there was also a surge of anger, because from the start he could have easily suppressed her, but now he had to use his full strength. He always had a feeling that next time, this girl might be on par with him, or even surpass him. During these hundreds of years of cultivation, countless universes saw the rise of a large number of prodigies. Not only did these prodigies begin to display their talents, but even the forces behind these prodigies couldn't help but take action. Some weaker forces, both their protectors and prodigies, were tragically wiped out on the path of vying centuries. For you, it's like a blink of an eye. Uncountable amount of Musha essence being generated within your body. Just give it a bit, and you'll reach perfection. The Dao of wood is almost complete. As long as I don't directly clash with those supreme beings, they won't discover my true identity. It's been a while since I checked up on that kid. Better go take a look. You step out of your little world and, using the imprint left on Hong Tian, quickly pinpoint her location. Hong Tian stares blankly at the clouds, radiating pure despair. TCH. Her Dabio heart is practically shattered. Master's here. Spill the tea. What's been going on these past few years? How have you been living? Hong Tian tells you everything that's happened in the last few centuries. Turns out, Hong Tian's been constantly challenging those with better talent than her. Even though she always loses, she never lost faith. Until now, among them was a C-clan prodigy, whom she considered her arch-nemesis. Just when she was full of confidence to challenge them again, she saw the C-clan prodigy get one-shotted by an assassination. She instantly felt like her efforts were insignificant and not worth mentioning before true talent and resources. After hearing her story, you burst out laughing. Hong Tian. Oh Hong Tian, did you ever consider that the so-called C-clan prodigy probably wasn't even ranked among the C-clan's top talents? It's because you realize this, that you truly see the gap between you and those real geniuses. That gap is massive, like an uncrossable ravine. A ravine as big as the one between a great emperor and a mortal emperor. Isn't that about to be closed by me though? No, Hong Tian. Those real monstrous talents, see that C-clan prodigy the same way you see ordinary cultivators. No different. Master, what are you trying to say? I'm obviously saying you still suck and need to train harder. Hong Tian, after hearing that, her already shattered Dao heart is now a puddle of goo. Come back with me. Let's call it quits for this tribulation. More trials. More monstrous geniuses to face. Your Dalio heart will just shatter even more sooner or later. I'm not going back. I want to try again. Try again. Try what, exactly? Wait. Till you're old and decrepit to fight the flourishing geniuses? Your master might have to burn incense for you first, lol. Not going back, I'm not going back. This era is all it is. Don't you want to experience a real golden age? And fight the geniuses who'll be legendary for eternity? Will there even be a golden age like that? I'll seal you away. In the future, I'll let you out once per generation. Fight those real geniuses, generation after generation, until you can look at those so-called geniuses like you're looking at common livestock, cultivating your own invincible Davio heart. Of course. If one day your Dakio heart completely shatters and can't be reforged, I'll erase your memories so you can live out your life as a normal person. Master, I want to fight those true, eternal geniuses. After bringing Hong Tian back, he sealed him back into the divine core and resumed cultivating. In the 1000th year, the heavenly mandate reappeared, and a roar echoed throughout the universe. An ancient path filled with grand Dako aura appeared, seemingly preparing to welcome him. The one and only path that had been waiting for so long has emerged. The great battle for supremacy is about to begin. This life, I will defeat all opponents. Ascend to emperorhood. Countless peerless geniuses roared in their hearts, overflowing with confidence. In his little heaven, he merely glanced at the Emperor Road, then retracted his gaze. Back then, the 3 of us swept the Emperor Road without rivals. Ah, good times. This appearance of the Emperor Road seems to have some impact on my little heaven too. But it shouldn't be a big deal. Right? Another 600 years passed in the blink of an eye. The Emperor Road was densely packed with countless geniuses from all over the place. About 1,800 people. At the end of the Emperor Road, A giant stone stele slowly rose from the chaos, with only 13 geniuses remaining on the emperor road. Their names were all displayed on the stele, signifying that they were qualified to become emperors. This time, my name's getting etched on that stone. Just wait till the final showdown kicks off. I'm clapping, all of you. Hong Shui laws. After becoming emperor, the other peeps who got blessed dipped out. They're all just waiting for destiny to show its hand, waiting for the final rumble. In this era of revealed heavens, after the last 13, gods reached the end of the road to becoming emperor and left their names on the stone tablet. The myriad realms finally got a breather. Compared to the last era, way more bros this time got the Heavenly Mandate's stamp of approval. And you're just chilling in the shadows, watching the game begin. Barely 10 years pass, and BAM! The whole universe shudders. Everyone feels the squeeze of the Dao. Fate's revealed itself. The ultimate brawl is starting. That gotta become emperor itch is back, ain't it? Can't I really become the emperor? Last time was just a vibe check with some bad intentions, no real damage. You stare into the depths of space, and 13 golden pillars of light crash down from the sky. First to throw down is Juqiao Shi Ren from the Stone Race. Born from pure spiritual qi, blessed by the heavens themselves, wielding off-the-charts battle power. Right after his roar, the other geniuses' beams start popping up too. Of course, not every wannabe emperor's got the guts to show. Out of the 13 beams, 5 are already fading, and the names on the stone tablet are dimming. Guess they're throwing in the towel on becoming the big boss. If you ain't even got the stones to face us head on, then backing down is the smartest move you clowns could make. Don't go with staining your precious life for nothing. How could such a weak sauce character even think to become the emperor? If you step onto this path, you better be ready to throw hands. Haha. Preach. Let's get this bread. No sign showing whatsoever in the body suddenly explodes. Juqiao Shi Ren is too insane. He wants to wipe. The others ain't just fodder either. They're throwing down in a straight-up brawl. Before long, some demon clan genius gets clapped, becoming the first casualty in this emperor-level free-for-all. You're peeping the cosmos from inside your little world, huh? This clash between these top-tier powerhouses is way more intense than you thought. Back then, the stone tablet only had our names on it. Becoming emperor is way too easy for Apatian. While you're busy being all emo, some weird energy wave starts heading straight for the battlefield. You instantly know that a Forbidden Zone Supreme is making moves. These top-tier beings, their essence and vitality, are like the ultimate power-up for anyone who gets their hands on it. You're sensing an opportunity here. A chance for you to become emperor. That Forbidden Zone Supreme is holding back those geniuses. I'm gonna sneak in and trigger the Emperor Tribulation. Maybe possible, host? Maybe possible, my $. I'm telling you, you better not try it. What am I scared of? Half-step Emperor ain't no joke, bro. At most, I can save my own skin. Don't try to talk me out of it. Even if I get struck by lightning, I'm still going. You said it, not me. The system keeps an eye on the interstellar brawl, waiting for an opportunity. Or rather, an experiment that'll completely shatter your hopes. With one earth-shattering boom, 2 more contenders bite the dust in this 7-way rumble, leaving only 5 pillars of light, and 3 of them are looking shaky AF. The one with the most life force belongs to the 9-aperture Stone Man and the 5-colored Dragon Phoenix of the Celestial Phoenix clan. The 5-colored Dragon Phoenix is going toe-to-toe with the 9-aperture Stone Man, but realizing he's losing, he triggers his Emperor Tribulation first. Trying to force his breakthrough, the other 4 team up to stop him. Looks like the 9-aperture Stone Man is a lock for the W. Suddenly, a weird palace and a space tear appear in the sky. The Azure Bronze Immortal Palace and the Forbidden Zone Connecting Abyss have shown up. My chance is here! Without hesitation, you bolt out of your little world. The life energy is overflowing. You've already cultivated to perfection. Fine, you guys go hassle the Emperor in training. I'm gonna try to connect with the Heavenly Mandate. Maybe this life I'll become Emperor. You quickly arrive at the area where the 4 Emperor Tribulation fragments originated. You don't even care who becomes Emperor. After all, it's never a bad thing for 9 heavens 10 earths to get another Emperor. You could have at least cultivated peacefully for 10,000 years. But no. The aura of decay arrives right where the 4 are trying to transcend. Since forever, many great emperors have been stopped by the supreme beings from the Forbidden Zone, while trying to achieve enlightenment during their tribulation. The massive coffin shakes, overflowing with death energy. A gigantic hand carrying the power of the Forbidden Zone directly attacks the 4 beings undergoing tribulation. Your chance has come. The path to becoming an emperor is always extremely dangerous, when only 4 who sought enlightenment remain. The supreme beings of the Forbidden Zone finally make their move, and those 4 beings fail and fall. This attack leaves a sword embedded in each of their bodies. Extreme emperor weapons are meant to guard against the attacks of the supreme beings from the Forbidden Zone. They weren't even revealed during the previous life or death battle. You really think those emperor artifacts can hold us back? A very ancient voice comes from within the bronze coffin. Then, a pitch-black light immediately spreads forward, severing the heavenly bridge phenomenon. Immediately after, 2 supreme beings arrive and continuously harass the prodigies undergoing tribulation. Under the assault of the Forbidden Zone beings and the lightning tribulation, Juqiao Shi Ren is covered in blood. Battle intent overflowing, he resists the heavenly lightning while dodging attacks. When I become emperor, I'll wipe you all out. Seeing that Qi Chao Shi Ren's strength is extraordinary, the Supreme Being in the bronze coffin turns their attention to the remaining two, and the Supreme Beings join forces again. Those two prodigies, unwilling as they are, ultimately succumb under the divine lightning. Heaven's mandate trembles, as if it has locked onto the Supreme Beings from the Forbidden Zone who took action. The bronze coffin and the stone statue absorb the origins of those people, and then flee. The two Supreme Beings simultaneously return to the azure bronze immortal palace, and the star-devouring abyss, while Qi Chao Shi Ren's body has already disappeared under the Emperor Tribulation. Only a puddle of throbbing blood essence remains. The beings of the 9 heavens and 10 earths and other places are horrified. Is this it? Is there really no one who can reach the peak? In this era, an era without the protection of a great emperor will plunge the boundaries into a long period of chaos. Darkness sees that things are about to come to an end. You know your chance has come. You ignore the dying one and set your sights on the mandate of heaven. Unleashing supreme power, are we? Hoping to attract the Emperor Tribulation, are we now? Shimon, Daddy's waiting. Boom! Thunder rolls, and suddenly our boy is looking a little quieter. Motherfucker. That ain't Emperor Tribulation lightning. That's apocalypse level lightning. We're cooked! This lightning is several times scarier than the normal Emperor Tribulation. Heading straight for our guy. He's desperately channeling his wood element essence from the 5 elements life-sustaining technique, trying to resist. Then, it's a mad dash to escape. This heavenly lightning is determined to off me. It keeps attacking, refusing to let me ascend, huh? And it's not even my ascension that triggered this. Screw you, heavenly mandate. One day I'll shatter you. Just then, some supreme elder trying to survive appears in front of our guy. Seeing him bring the lightning of annihilation, he gets so scared that he instantly activates his secret technique. I'm so screwed this time. This heavenly lightning is clearly meant for those sneaky supreme elders who launch surprise attacks. I'm just taking the fall. Lucky for you, you are not self-mutilated cultivator. The heavenly lightning has no suppressive effect on you. Even so, you are still in a terrible state. Meanwhile, all the beings observing from afar are thinking that nobody can become emperor in this era. Zhu Chaoshen, who was on his last breath, suddenly explodes with power, absorbing the wood essence left behind after our boy resisted the heavenly lightning earlier. It starts to condense towards the Zhu Chao stone man. All the beings are shocked. The dissolving soul is fully restored at this moment. Watch closely, everyone. A majestic figure is enveloped by the power of the heavenly mandate. Someone has become an emperor, while someone in another universe is still struggling. Seeing this scene, our boy almost coughed up blood in anger. Just great. I didn't check the calendar today. I'm suffering alone while you guys are reaping the benefits, huh? Our boy coldly glances at the heavenly mandate, then shatters the last lightning bolt sent his way, tears through space, and returns to his lair. Zhu Chao Stone Man becomes emperor. Auspicious signs appear everywhere in the 9 heavens and 10 earths and throughout the universe. Everyone is in disbelief. Someone actually shattered the heavenly tribulation with a finger. As Zhu Chao Stone Man steps into the emperor realm, he opens his eyes. His first gaze is towards our boy, as if searching for something. Inside the small heaven and earth, grumbling. My future years are still long. No rush. These debts can be paid off slowly, especially those supreme beings in the forbidden zones. But in this new era where the universe gave birth to a new great emperor, this dude is already almost 45,000 years old. Qu Xiao Shi Huang, this absolute unit, named himself Qu Xiao Shi Huang when he attained Dao in the Starry Universe. Unlike other great emperors who started their own lineages, he just chills in silence. At most, he protects the stone spirit race born from heaven and earth in the 4,000th year after he became emperor. Your 5 elements of life creation technique. The Dao of the 5 elements is already perfect. The 12 paths of soldiers are still progressing slowly. In the 4,600th year, Qu Xiao Shi Huang explodes with emperor might, attacking Lun Hui Hai. This battle darkened the heavens and earth. After rushing out covered in blood, he fell silent again. Many living beings thought that the stone emperor went to eliminate the supreme beings, but you feel that this great emperor is not that simple. 6,000 years after Zhu Xiao Shi Huang attained Dao, Qu Xiao Shi Huang begins to attack Tunxing Yuan. Finally, Zhu Xiao Shi Huang suppresses and kills a supreme being, but is also seriously injured himself. After rushing out, he continues. Although he is fighting desperately with a supreme being from a forbidden zone, the state of the Stone Emperor does not look too good. Taking a huge loss, this great emperor took action against Tunxing Yuan. Yet no other supreme beings intervene. Kinda sus. Another 1,000 years pass by in an instant. You are now 12,000 years old. The fluctuations of Zhu Xiao Shi Huang's attack on several supreme beings have awakened you. Due to the short distance from your little paradise, you can't help but go out to check the situation. You see the current great emperor fighting with a supreme being over something. The fight is fierce. But in the end, that treasure breaks through space-time and leaves. No one gets it. Alright, seeing that the great battle is over, you also prepare to sneak back to your nest. But the BGU Dway locks you in place. A great battle suddenly erupts, with cold expressions, finally revealing a large sun, descending with scorching great Dao laws. Haha, today I will taste a flawless and perfect emperor might. Could it be that my creation is weak? The current great emperor, but his Shaolin skills are like a true dragon reigning over the 9 heavens. Its sharp aura suppresses countless levels of the mortal world. In the starry sky, 2 types of great Dao constantly collide, eventually dissipating. If I use the second Daoyo soldier of my original body to merge, then this great emperor is not worth worrying about. It's just that I don't know if the lacking 5 elements Davo can risk a fight. Seeing that you can resist his aura, Qiu Zhao Shi Huang is a little surprised. A supreme being dares to appear before me? So, the current Dai? I'm actually kinda curious. No proof whatsoever, but the D-Wei is even stronger than the last outburst. Juqiao Shi Huang is coming in hot with unmatched power. Our boy's double-wielding perfect Da Dao to block. A freaking ancient tree grows behind him. On that tree, a sun and moon, condensed from incomplete Da Dao, become a long spear and you two duking it out. At the same time you notice, this Dadi isn't as strong as you thought. 2 kinds of perfect Daoxing, while not really able to fight a Dagadi, aren't exactly weak. In these 1,000 years, this Shi Huang's Daoxing doesn't seem to have improved much, or maybe this Shi Huang just doesn't have much power. Still, Juqiao Shi Huang's aura is crazy huge, sending you flying with unmatched force. When I proved my Dao, were you the Zun that entrusted me to Tian Meng, right? Is this his full power? Still a few notches weaker than I thought. Could there be something wrong with this Shi Huang's body? You don't answer him? Juqiao Shi Huang stares at you and falls silent. There's hesitation in his eyes, along with a thick, killing intent. You're also ready to awaken your main body for a final showdown with him. But the next second, Juqiao Shi Huang calms his aura and says plainly, I owed you a favor before. Consider it repaid today. Next time we meet, I will definitely suppress you. Bro thinks he's AOTN FR. The big fight ends, and you go back to your little world to cultivate. Time flies by. 2,000 years pass, and the current Dadai is already 9,000 years old. After that last fight, Shi Huang has been quiet and hasn't appeared. If it weren't for the occasional burst of Di-Wei, you'd think that Dan Di had already kicked the bucket. Shi Huang became Di in the 12,000th year. The heavens and earth shake, and that Juqiao Shi Huang just throws himself into the reincarnation sea. The great battle between the two affected countless forces. But in the end, the Dadi's aura disappeared. Did he become the Zihi Zun of a forbidden zone? You mutter to yourself. Maybe this is the choice every Dadai has to make. At least, Juqiao Shi Huang protected quite a few living beings during his time as Dia. Last time you went to fight in the reincarnation sea, everyone thought you went to suppress them. But you actually went to negotiate, just putting on a show for all the worlds. This absolute unit, spouting righteous words, unexpectedly becomes the Zihi Zun of the Forbidden Zone himself. Suddenly, we're kinda missing Aonyo Tian. Juqiao Stone Emperor dipped, but his Daonyo imprints will stick around for a bit. Tian Zheming is as cringe as ever, always acting like one of his sons just bought the farm. If you'd picked me sooner, wouldn't I be around to handle your funeral arrangements? You roast Tian Ming again, then go back to grinding those cultivation manuals. Your Earth Davio is maxed out, time to start grinding the Gold Davio. In year 500 of your closed-door cultivation, your little heavenly world gets jumped by a supreme being. No emperor formations, the Forbidden Zone monsters are just casually showing up. He says your little heavenly world is weak, but shows off his supreme power. 3-colored divine light blasts into the sky, and the Dio of the town keeps rumbling. The mysterious supreme being is low-key shook. Ain't you gonna clutch up? I am your granddaddy. You skip the chit-chat and unleash the 3-colored divine flames, dropping emperor-level pressure, aura matching a great emperor. But this Forbidden Zone Supreme ain't no scrub. An ancient mirror in his hand slices through space-time to keep attacking. It's not him. I'm the one who leaked your location, by the way. 2 more supreme beings hiding in the shadows step into the light. Called it! Can't take on something like this with only one supreme. Good thing I prepped, and it's not him either. 3 mighty supreme-level laws lock everything down, seeing right through the core power you just revealed. And now, our boy looks straight up furious, amping up his presence to the max. 3 bros just casually rolling up to raid my dojo? Think you owe me an explanation. Wu was talking mad smack, saying this place might be a trap. Didn't think you'd actually make it? Just gonna roll over? 'Cause you said so? Tranfong, you've been holding out on me for tens of thousands of years? Your words seem to have triggered one of the Supremes. He coldly scoffs. You want something? You ask what I want? Then let's throw hands. Worst case, we all hit the final ascension together. I can at least take one of you with me. Your words instantly shut the 3 supreme beings up. All of them are self-sealing dudes who had to hide in the Forbidden Zone to survive. They ain't trying to throw down unless they have to. In the end, the 3 of them decide to give you. So after all that, these guys were definitely gunning for me. The beings from the Forbidden Zone won't allow anyone on par with an emperor to exist, messing up their precious balance. My 3rd Bin Dao and the Wuxing life force aren't perfect yet. Dipping out early is the best move. But I can't just vanish into thin air, or else people will start getting sus. Gotta stall for a bit. The era of the 10 emperors saving the world wasn't exactly a smooth ride. 2,000 years after their disappearance, a wave of unspeakable sorrow washed over the universe. Several life source lands got straight up massacred. In the years after the great emperors fell, no one could stop this dude. Life had already fallen into darkness. The pain of all living things could be felt. Yet you chose not to be born. The Wuxing life force technique is just missing one Dao to be complete. My current strength is still under pressure facing those supreme beings. It's not time to throw down just yet. Ever since the supreme beings came knocking, you've been worried about getting ambushed by even more of them. Gotta be extra careful, and right as you're thinking this, somewhere in the cosmic void, more life source lands are getting wiped out. The weeping sorrow of the universe's life forms awakened someone from their slumber in the ancient records. What era is this? He radiates a unique forbidden zone aura, directly opposing the dark life force aura. This is a supreme being, not from this era. A supreme being who was sealed away. No, not a self-severed being. Someone who achieved Dago through a different path. You're a little surprised. This being doesn't have the dark aura of those emperors after self-severing. Instead, it's the power of the great Dao, pure and untainted. His appearance is kind, etched with wrinkles, but you can still vaguely see his youthful features. He once possessed unparalleled heroism. He was once a young man in white robes. With one blow, he shattered the dark being's cage. The great emperor. Where's the current great emperor? From the whispers of the living beings, he knows the current emperor has been gone for over 2,000 years. And knows how much time has passed. So it's been millions of years already. My origin is rotten, it's hard to reproduce my peak strength, but if there's no great emperor to take you down, then I'll be the one to do it. The frosty spearlight crushed a region of space. Two extreme auras collide. Flames spread everywhere, tearing the void into terrifying traces of the great Dao. Our dude's still regretting it. His body is drying up like the Sahara, can't even cough up blood anymore. Homie simping this hard? No cap, this is peak. He swings his spear and charges forward again. And just like that, another esteemed powerhouse bites the dust. The Forbidden Zone's lifeform has gone full-on supernova, one shot, and the silver-haired old dude is launched into orbit. The old guy's aura is fading fast, just clinging on by a thread of willpower, treating all living beings like mere weeds. Hong Gong, you're just some alternative Dao seeker? You really think you can stop me? UNAC wants to save the world too? Even the great emperor couldn't pull that off. I might be old, but I can still throw hands. The old coot pours every last ounce of his strength into that snow-white spear. The spear erupts with power rivaling a great emperor. This feather's power is so immense it shakes the very fabric of reality. With a roar, the silver-haired elder vanishes, leaving behind only a silver-white spear. A faint, youthful silhouette can be seen within. This guy's way too chill. Doesn't seem to give a damn about anything. I once stood at the very peak as a true paragon. I once faced a great emperor and didn't lose. I once quelled the darkness and chaos alongside a great emperor. But this isn't my era. There's no ship in this era that can contain me. My era is on the old path. There's no going back. Can't ever go back. No one recognizes this being, nor does anyone know which era this being came from. But everyone remembers that silver spear, that Forbidden Zone Supreme. Even after going full power supernova, flawless and perfect, still got wrecked by that silver spear and retreated back into the Forbidden Zone. This is a true paragon, not an emperor, but walking a path similar to mine, attaining Dao through a different method. Some beings are not great emperors but surpass even the great emperors. Since that slumbering paragon calmed the turbulent waves in the starry sky, the entire 9 heavens and 10 earths has enjoyed a brief period of peace. But not even 1,000 years have passed before regions of vitality in the universe are slaughtered again. You're still holding back, huh? You know, before you fully grasp the great emperor's power, everything you do is just child's play. In the blink of an eye, you're already 65,000 years old. When your main body cultivated the third Bing Dao, you almost lost your life to the tides of time, leaving you stuck in a state of chaotic reincarnation. Your body would occasionally wither, and your soul would sometimes fade, only to be heartbroken at others. Even though I meticulously split off a body, simultaneously inferring 2 types of great Daos was still too dangerous. If the main body has problems, I'll be seriously injured too. You constantly channeled life force into the main body, using the Dao of wood, but luckily, the third Bing Dao seemed to open a loophole, taking us one step further. So it wasn't all bad. Kuikui Shi Huang has been gone for nearly 8,000 years. His Dao is fading away. Before long, the myriad Daos of heaven and earth will recover. This time, you didn't keep resting. After merging with the body, you prepared for a round of tempering, erasing the after effects left behind by cultivation, and searching for another Zhao Tiandi. The first stop of your journey, you came to Zhaozi Holy Land. You stood under that apricot tree. The apricot tree happily stretched its branches, blooming with vibrant apricot blossoms. An endless sea of flowers shrouded the place, as if meeting its closest kin. I came to visit you. You kept recounting the recent events, suppressing the supreme being, who was obsessed with slaughtering, accepting a little disciple who was indifferent to the life and death of billions of living beings. I wonder if you blame me. After I left for several hundred years, you concealed your identity and wandered in Hongchen, once a tavern owner, once a nomadic poet, changing identities again and again, gradually erasing the after effects left behind by cultivating the great Dao. The divine melody is complete. I should go and do something else now. spending a few more years finding a stable Xiaotiandi that is, and suddenly, the cosmos ripples. A treasure flashes before our very eyes. It's the same artifact those clowns were fighting over before. This treasure's morphing into some kind of supreme scripture, radiating waves of pure Dapo. The scripture transcends space-time, reappearing right in front of our MC. The Dao ripples from this scripture are spreading like wildfire through the starry sky. This signal's huge. Even those long-dead ancient stars are bursting back to life, releasing waves of vital energy. This scripture ain't no joke. The once silent void is now teeming with life because of it. It's accelerating its cycle. Maybe it'll be a massive boon for my third path of cultivation. But just then, a colossal hand snatches at the scripture. What I've got my eyes on is mine. Who dares to interfere? This guy knows the scripture is no joke, immediately unleashing 4 types of Dao laws. His punch carries an unparalleled supreme might, colliding head-on with that hand. Bones turn to dust, revealing a skeletal figure in the middle of the universe. A roar erupts, shaking the heavens. The great Dao trembles, while our boy stands there, hands clasped behind his back. 4 different auras reach the sky. His presence dwarfs even this supreme being. This scripture is destined for me? Fellow Taoists, are you trying to snatch it away? How laughable. The supreme being roars in fury. Behind him appears a scene of mountains of corpses and seas of blood, releasing an aura that threatens to devour everything. Before these guys can even throw down, even more supreme beings appear in this space. 5 supreme beings unleash their auras at once. The pressure is immense. The great Dao is in chaos, and the flow of time itself is slowing down. Holy crap! This is almost like when Aotian the Great Emperor got jumped back in the day. But I'm not the same guy the first used to be. Even though I haven't reached that level yet, I'm damn close. Not a peep from anyone. The Dao scripture at the center is emitting ripples. It seems like there's a faint silhouette inside, observing these supreme beings. Our MC turns to look at one of the supreme beings. It's the aura of one of the 3 guys who jumped him years ago. Looks like we all have the same goal. Instead of fighting, how about we comprehend it together? After this suggestion dropped, a supreme being quickly agreed. After all, everyone's just trying to survive, and every war burns away at your lifespan. So naturally, no one wants that. System activated a quest. Prevent the supreme beings from snatching the Dao scripture. Reward: 10 million points of longevity. Longevity points can accelerate the comprehension of the martial Dao. Please don't miss this opportunity, host. Haha, and you guys actually disagreed. I already said, this Dao scripture is fated for me. Fellow Taoists, don't fight to the death. Leave now. Almost instantly, the eyes of the 4 supreme beings simultaneously locked onto you, enveloped in a 4-colored halo. You've got some nerve, Taoist. Wanting to monopolize it? Isn't that a bit too greedy? As soon as the words left their mouths, the 4 former great emperors unleashed their auras, but they still couldn't do squat to you. Fellow Taoists, I found this Dao scripture first. It should naturally belong to me. But if you insist on snatching it, then I'll have no choice but to go all out with you guys. Your words are arrogant to the extreme, full of self-confidence. Immediately after, as if the 4 supreme beings had already discussed, they kicked off a massive free-for-all. You really think we're scared of you? Even if you're a flawless great emperor, facing 4 supremes attacking at once, you should know your limits. Your 5 elements Dabio is missing 1 element. Facing the onslaught of the 4 supreme beings, you're still struggling a bit. After all, it's not the complete 5 elements. Dealing with them is still a bit difficult. This isn't a real life or death battle. They probably won't go for the all-out buff. I'll give you guys time to use your trump cards, to recover to your peak. I'm not scared either way. Come and fight. As soon as these words were uttered, the supreme being became even more enraged, but also felt helpless. Ain't nobody just throwing around their trump cards like that. So they just gonna keep stalling and wait for someone to crack. But right as all that's happened, the Dao Tome starts throwing out some major ripples in the void. Suddenly snaps shut, trying to make a run for it. While these clowns are distracted, our boy throws everything he's got into break-in. Through, slaps a 4-colored Dao seal on that tome, and snatches it up. The 4 supreme beings' aura is cranked up to 11. You think I'm scared of you? If you got the balls, then ascend to your peak and fight. Our MC's words echo in the void. Drip is off the charts. He's straight up disrespecting these 4 supreme beings. Seeing that the Dao Tome's been grabbed, these losers call off the dogs. One of M scoffs and pieces out. Perfect timing. I was need Kayan, a new body, and you'll be perfect for cultivating. Typical tree folk. My lifespan's longer than your average Joe. Remember these words. Trash. I'll be back for you. Kugwo Supreme Being radiates some ice-cold vibes, then dips into the void, and then the rest of these chumps follow suit. Congrats, host. Longevity points have been credited to your account. Called it. These weirdo beings were a bunch of randos anyway. Next up, let's see what secrets you're hidden. After those 4 supreme beings bail from the collapsing void, our guy's heading back to his newly opened little heaven, carefully checking out this Dao Tome he just snagged. This thing ain't from around here. So where'd it come from? Seems like it's got a mind of its own. Show yourself, or I'm chucking you in the latrine for 10,000 years, you hear? After ages, the Dao Tome sends out a ripple of something. Just wait till I'm reborn. We'll slap those Supremes down with a wave of the hand. 1 BTCH slap for each of M. Voice is kinda you have some time to subdue this Dao book. Time slowly passed. 500 years have gone by. You still dare to look at me like that, do you know? If the other sovereigns found you, you might have become someone else's Dao already. What am I afraid of? That Quan Lu sovereign can't do anything to me. Sovereigns aren't even worth my time. Could there still be a path above the Emperor realm? Facing your question, this being looks at you like you're some country bumpkin. The being of a lower dimension. What qualifications do you have to ask me? After speaking, it burrowed back into the Dao book. In an instant, you cultivate the last great Dao of the 5 elements life creation technique, the Dao of water. While researching that Dao book, hoping to find some clues about its origin, one day, 10,000 great Daos suddenly manifested, creating an extremely great impact. It seems the Dao patterns of the 9 Aperture Stone Emperor have completely disappeared. An era has passed. It seems this is a reincarnation. You sigh, but your inner heart doesn't have half a ripple. Bro Tongzi, I still think you're the best. What is some trash destiny? Just for stabbing emperors. How can it compare to your immortality? It can't compare at all. Belated feelings are cheaper than a dog. The system only shows the scene of you getting struck by lightning before. Bro Tongzi, in the future, the only one accompanying me will eventually be you, so should we just get it on? Another few hundred years flashed by, and a being suddenly emerged from that Dago book. It showed you some strange images. This is your origin. The being nodded, also a bit confused, and finally fell into silence. So you comforted it for a while. The 9 heavens and 10 earths are because of the revival of the myriad Daos. In an instant, in the 9 heavens and 10 earths and those forbidden life zones, another group of chosen geniuses appears. You arrive before the divine source, sealing Hongtian, and casually say, this era is the same as the previous era. As long as your Davio heart doesn't crumble and you don't get folded, you'll eventually transcend your limits. Hongtian lost again? Bro, you're simping for her even in the pocket dimension. Reluctantly saying, you little stinker, why not peep the battles of those chumps first? Not building any confidence, just throws herself at those blessed geniuses for warm-up. Seriously, that's just begging for a beatdown. Even though Hongtian's loss was decisive, she wasn't fazed at all. With years of experience, she's already mastered the art of dipping out. Even the heavenly geniuses can only stare at her taillights. Only 30 years have passed, and Hongtian, on her path of constant defeats, has begun to ascend to her glorious path. She has successfully defeated the heavenly geniuses who once triumphed over her. One day, I will defeat you again, that heavenly genius declared heroically, looking at the silent, unremarkable, and not so pretty girl. A Davio heart shatters with a loud crash. From casually suppressing her at the start, to now losing in 3 moves. This woman only used 30 years. No one dares to believe what kind of progress this is. I never let someone I've defeated stay in my sight. I'll give you time to catch up, but next time you face me, you'll only feel more despair. And in the years that followed, Hongtian transformed again, then successively defeated those heavenly geniuses who had once defeated her. This momentum, like the rising tide, seemed like she was about to open the path to total victory. But then she met another heavenly genius, and she lost again. You feel that enough time has passed, planning to bring her back, but Hongtian feels she's still not enough. Not wanting to be sealed, she runs away, but how could she escape your grasp? After catching and sealing her, you say, how can someone who can't even control themselves reach the peak? Do you really think defeating a few so-called heavenly geniuses is enough? Continue to hone, and from the heart of 10,000 defeats, a Dao heart is born. But then it breaks. Who knows, maybe after 10,000 defeats is the time for harvest? Could there be a heavenly genius that even I would be amazed by? Another 200 years pass, and the Dao scripture once again shows some images, a path that penetrates throughout the ages. Many people fall on the immortal road. Yo, where in the 9 heavens are we right now? A shattered yet boundless world. Sheesh, that immortal ascension path is in the spatial rift you came through. I only know one immortal path, but it's mad vague. After several hundred years together, the Kilin trusts you completely, and the aura radiating from the image tells you, without great emperor-level strength, absolutely no touching. My water path is about to be complete. Fusing the 5 elements into primal chaos, I can make a trip. Got great emperor-level combat power, so there shouldn't be too many problems. Tongzi, give me another power-up. The power of the Earth Source. In the 800th year after the Dao's recovery, the Emperor Road has opened. The Great Dao recovers in the 800th year, and another massive shockwave reverberates throughout the universe. All living beings know that this era's Emperor Road has opened. At the same time, in a desolate starfield in the universe, the remaining members of the tusked Starmouse clan within the entire starfield, having helped the entire clan cultivate the soul prodigy, Li Haitong, she has also embarked on the Emperor Road. Unlike other prodigies, she steps onto the Emperor Road only to find a place of refuge for her entire race. On the Emperor Road, she doesn't want to fight, but she can't help but fight. Having left her homeland for over 100 years, She has found no shortage of planets suitable for her people to live on. But without exception, they are all occupied by other living beings. Left with no choice, she can only embark on the Emperor Road. Legend has it that when a powerhouse climbs to the peak of the Emperor Road, the heavens and earth will bestow blessings to restore the desolate planet's vitality. On the Emperor Road, all living beings who challenge her fail, but she rarely kills. Her reputation gradually spreads far and wide. No one knows that she used to be a girl with a gentle and loving personality, who only wanted to be sheltered by her parents, yet now she is a cold and aloof righteous path prodigy. Soon 7 names appear on the Emperor Road. Li Haitong's name is among them. You, in the little heavenly world, also unleash a Dao Shui's technique is finally complete. 5-colored canopy spinning. 10,000 Daos blessing him, like a great emperor observing all eternity, his majestic power causing the sun and moon to dim, suppressing all ages, the 5 elements united, possessing the highest origins. This is the true supreme emperor realm. Even though you didn't have the mandate of heaven to begin with, the fusion of the great Dao of the 5 elements allowed you to make the ultimate leap, becoming an unbound great emperor. 600,000 years, and I finally did it. In this world, I fear no one anymore. If those Forbidden Zone Supremes dare to scheme against me again, then I won't mind going on a killing spree. Is this all you're satisfied with? In my memory, there are countless beings like you. Interesting. Once I stabilize my realm a bit, I'll go with you to check out that path to immortality. Only 10 years passed, when suddenly the heavens and earth shook, once again awakening you from your deep slumber. This era has finally reached its final showdown. Who will become the emperor? In just a few short days, out of the 7 who sought to prove the Dao, only 3 remain. The gap between the candidates proving the Dao in this era seems a bit too large. I wonder if the Forbidden Zones will intervene in this era. At this moment, Tianmeng hangs high above the lightning sea, emitting a powerful ripple. The 3 who triggered the Emperor Tribulation begin to fight, and that peerless beauty is even more tyrannical, seemingly directly disregarding the Emperor Tribulation, directly using her treasure vase to absorb the Emperor Tribulation into it. So freaking badass. As they fought to their most intense moment, the Forbidden Zone Supremes began to stir. Are the Forbidden Zones finally about to make a move? Of course, if there's competition on the Emperor's Road, they won't sit still. Is it the Supreme from Zhangtian Island? You ignore the Quasi-Supreme preparing to make a move and look towards the Forbidden Zone. Throughout history, only a few great emperors have been able to overthrow the Forbidden Zones. Perhaps one day those beings sitting in the Forbidden Zones won't be Supremes anymore, eh? I might as well go and give it a try. For the Forbidden Zone, you're low-key curious. How did it dodge the ravages of time and the heavenly mandate? And what's the secret behind its very existence on this earth? While you're spacing out, 3 cultivators are facing their life or death trial. The Zhizun Forbidden Zone finally makes its move. A Yaozu Tianjiao instantly bites the dust. Another Shiren Tianjiao manages to block the Zhizun attack, but the emperor-level protection emitting from him reeks of Juqiao Shihuang. Qingdi's weapon was actually lent to his clansmen, but since it carries the aura of a past era's invincible powerhouse, odds are he's kissed the emperor's throne goodbye. And just like that, the Tianming Hai senses the Qingdi weapon, and the pressure he's facing is cranked up to 11. His shattered form crashes down. Now, only the peerless beauty remains on the field. She's got no emperor-tier gear, just relying on ancient artifacts she found through sheer luck to hold the line. With a furious roar, the Dadao Bao Ping above her head suddenly erupts with a terrifying black light. Under the Emperor Tribulation, that Zhizun strike gets blocked. The catch? Her body is wrecked. Her aura flickers like a dying flame, and the Dadao Bao Ping is completely shattered. You're not planning to step in. Now that you've hit the Emperor realm, whether the world has an emperor or not, it's all the same to you. Is she just gonna fail like that? Hold up, could there be a twist in the Emperor Tribulation? Li Haitang's figure is constantly being destroyed under the Lightning Tribulation. Even her very being is fading away. Am I really gonna fail? My clansmen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I've let you down. In this final moment, she feels a pang of regret. She's ultimately failed her clan, can't become an emperor, and can't even find a suitable life-sustaining planet for her people. Nah, we ain't lost yet. Still haven't found a home for my people after all. You're tired. You've worked hard these past years. Get some rest. I'll take it from here. I'll find a thriving planet for my people, and I will become emperor in this era. In a haze, she saw another version of herself. A glint in her eye. The pity and weakness she loathed. That was her past self. The her before she embarked on the emperor's path. Gentleness and kindness couldn't save her clan, so she sealed her gentleness and kindness in the abyss, completing her own Dakyo. But that version shows up again, and she's packing that unshakable confidence. She laughs, then blocks the two from touching. A blinding white light pierces through the Emperor Tribulation. This lightning tribulation is terrifying. How is she even doing this? In the lightning tribulation, you see 2 figures with the same face. One, a domineering queen, arrogant under the heavens. The other, weak and quiet as water. Her aura, at this moment, has returned to its peak state, looking like she's about to complete the lightning tribulation. That Tianjiao stone race guy suddenly uses all his strength to push the Emperor weapon out. At this moment, Li Haitong looks at that Emperor weapon. her face weak, but without a trace of fear. So what if it's an emperor weapon? Li Haitang only needs one strike to dissolve the full power of the emperor weapon, and casually destroys the surrounding lightning tribulation. This one strike makes countless supremes who were spectating fall into silence. Not even fully ascended to emperor, and she's already unleashing emperor-level power? This woman is already invincible. The emperor of this era is definitely her. Quickly, the mandate of heaven trembles, descending countless auspicious signs and golden light, guiding that figure upwards. Someone became emperor! A burst of glorious light. Even that ambush from the Forbidden Zone disappears from the world at the same time. 9 heavens and 10 earths sees the birth of an unparalleled female emperor. The mandate of heaven descends. Blessings, as if celebrating the birth of the new emperor. And immediately after, the new female emperor quickly flies towards a dried-up starfield. The mandate of heaven follows in the universe, leaving countless opportunities wherever she goes, finally stopping in a barren star region. A thick life force illuminates this entire region of space. Dried-up planets surge with life. The golden silk divine tree race starts worshipping the new emperor, following a dissipating emperor's might, which also means that this new emperor has success. His figure wasn't exactly imposing, but radiated pure friendliness. My kin, I have returned. With the return of the Haitang Da Di, heaven and earth blessed the Jinsu divine tree clan, turning their desolate starfield into one of the most prime spots in the universe for cultivation. The other beings from the Jutian Shidi can't help but look on with envy. Kinda spicy. NGL. Hopefully, this female emperor isn't like Juyu Shi Huang. Anyone guarding the door? Ju Tian Shi Di is considered a top-tier power in this world. 2 types of great Daos in harmony? Her strength actually makes me feel a tinge of apprehension. Alright, the show's over. Let's roll out. As you left the Little Heaven world with the Dao book, that Qin female emperor seemed to sense something, giving you a suspicious glance. A few years zipped by, and you followed the Dao book to a place called Juyu Huang Quan. Rumor has it that the Juyu immortal divine medicine originated from this Juyu Huang Quan. Super mysterious. Immortal divine medicine? You guys really know how to name things. Does that stuff actually make you immortal? Facing the Dao book's disdain, you could only helplessly shake your head and keep following it. A few more years went by, and the new female emperor was now known as the Haitang Nuti. She didn't establish her own Daozi lineage, but instead chose to stay on the ancient star. Doesn't seem to have the ambition of a Daozi at all. You followed the Dao book to the outside of a bizarre space-time rift in the universe. Never thought that this space-time rift could actually move on its own. Even with my Daddy D cultivation, I still find it extremely dangerous. Interesting. Little B.U. Dian, let's go. I promised you, and I'm not going to go back on my word. After entering the rift, you arrived in a vast world, a place that isolates all kinds of aura, looking incredibly empty and void. Here you can't absorb the power of the great Davo. Even a Dai, if they got lost going too deep in here, would eventually be corroded by the aura of this place, and be drained dry. You're still too weak. I just hope you remember the way back. The Dao book ignored you, and continued to fly forward. After flying for who knows how long, in the void, you suddenly saw a structure that had lost its color. You reached out to touch it but felt nothing real. This ain't from around here, fam. With a WTF look, our boy uses the 5 elements great Dao, trying to rewind time and peep the construction's backstory. And just like that, the black and white filter fades off this mysterious structure. MC sees what it used to look like. But what kind of power turned this world into some in-between zone? While our MC's mumbling to himself, a gigantic shadowy hand bursts from the earth, insta-killing the color in the area. Again, this absolute unit immediately hits it with the 5 elements great Dao to suppress it. Time passes, and that hand ain't got the same juice no more. Our guy suppresses it. E-Z-P-Z. He senses all sorts of chaos in the hand. Violence, bitterness, like some unholy mashup of a billion souls. Fam, is this hand some post-apocalyptic byproduct? Or a straight-up man-made disaster? No time to overthink it. After sealing that thing up, MC pieces out. This ain't what he came here to study anyway. Before you know it, the whole world starts shaking. In the empty space, it ain't a one-off thing either. In the distance, a bronze body is chained up, blocking our MC's path. Don't even think about touching that thing. Bounce, bro! The bronze body's already DOA, but it's still leaking some serious Emperor-level aura. MC was gonna dip anyway, but the body seems to be locked on him. Wait a sec. That thing's got no awareness. Could it be my Emperor aura? 888. You're a Xianren. I'm out of your way. MC actively withdraws the aura, and the bronze body loses its target. Later, nerd. Whose body is this anyway? Still radiating that kind of power even after death. Sheesh. Yo, Zhao Jin. You even know where we're going? Bored on the road? He even gives this spirit being a name. Zhao Jin throws MC some serious side-eye. Suddenly, a ripple of energy blasts out. Zhao Jin zooms ahead. MC barely catches up, finding Zhao Jin parked next to an ancient well. The Q rolling out of the well is so THICK, it's messing with the MC's great Dao. And beyond the well is an ascension road that's been blocked by some mountains. Ever since you followed the Dagyo scripture to a space separated from the world, You've seen the Dengtian Road blocked by a mountain range. You can't see the full picture, but you can feel the majesty of the mountains and the power that suppresses everything. Even if you're an emperor-level character, you can't help but feel small. This isn't the road that proud Heaven Great Emperor took. Moreover, the danger on the path of the heart is also blocked by this mountain range. Whose handwriting is this? Why block the Dengtian Road? Driven by curiosity, you fly at full speed, wanting to see the entire Dengtian Road. Who knows how long you've been flying? You've arrived at a shattered void. Countless fragments of the world surround a golden pillar of light, with the massive mountain beside it radiating an aura that doesn't belong to the Great Dao. This mountain range is blocking the Dengtian Road, and the two forces maintain a delicate balance. The Dengtian Road is dangerous, but the aura of the Yujinquanshan mountain range is just as formidable. Xiao Jin. Is this mountain range where you used to be? Xiao Jin's eyes are hazy. Then, as if receiving a summoning, he flies towards the golden barrier. You hurriedly chase after him, entering the golden barrier. Xiao Jin doesn't encounter any obstacles, flying directly up the mountain. He wants to climb the mountain from its base. The danger level of the Yushi mountain isn't any lower than Dengtian Road. But now I'm a great emperor. It probably can't instantly kill me, right? You exert the strength of your body, finally setting foot on that mountain base. Immediately following that is a wave of world-destroying threat looming over. Every second, every minute, it erodes your great Dao laws. This kind of pressure must be similar to the Dengtian Road. But if that's all, for an emperor-level being, it's just an obstacle, not something insurmountable. While contemplating, a golden aura breaks through the obstruction of the golden light, descending into the Yujinquanshan. He holds a golden spear in his hand, radiating a terrifying aura, like a rolling heavenly might. But before he can attack, you directly strike with the axe of annihilation. The golden spiritual figure vanishes, as if it never appeared. Just a brand. You continue step by step, climbing to the top of the mountain. Meanwhile, Xiao Jin is swimming freely in the mountains. Following behind him, another unrecorded Beizi divine herb just chillin' here. You hit up Xiao Jin, hoping he can finesse that Beizi divine herb. Too bad Xiao Jin's ghosting you. Out of nowhere, like a horse bolting, a golden dragon appears and is all like, the token. The token of what even? Seeing you empty-handed, the Xianguang blasts towards you. This is Taichu Zhiguang, immortal light so rare, even Zhu Tianxidi doesn't have it. And it's just raining down here. Even as a great emperor, your defenses are about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. You instantly turn into dust. Poof! The Xianguang emits some symbols, and the guardian of the underworld manages to comprehend one. The heavenly white jade capital, 12 stories high, turns your body into dust, leaving only some bloody chunks at the foot of the mountain. You immediately use one of the 5 elements laws and the 3rd Dao soldier to heal yourself. Finally, the power of the tide solidifies your body, but you're depowered for the foreseeable future. Bai Yu Jing. Isn't that supposed to be where immortals live? And I, an emperor-level being, can't even set foot on the base of the mountain. Even if Ao Tian showed up, bet he'd get clapped too. You're heavily injured and need a serious timeout to recover. Defeated, you decide to head back to your little world to keep grinding. What's the deal with the token the creature was talking about anyway? Whatever. Consider it a free spar. Time to prep and come back for another round. No sooner did you leave than Xiao Jin suddenly shows up. Thought you were gonna set up shop there, bro. But FR. Why didn't you swipe that immortal divine herb? Which herb are you yapping about? Those are my cherished bros, man. Don't even think about it, fam. Oh, I get it. Tian Qian. Just you wait. I'll be moving in someday. Bai Yu Jing talking crazy in broad daylight? In the 6,000 years of Haitang Dadi's reign, Zhu Tianxidi has been dead silent. All the forbidden zones are acting behaving themselves. And Haitang Dadi, in his 6,000th year, has been visiting reincarnation, Haishen Shu, and other forbidden zones left and right. What's sus is that no battles even popped off. Most creatures felt that Haitang Nudi wasn't even on Zhu Xiaoxi Huang's level. Even a bunch of creatures from the forbidden zones thought the same. So one day, one of these forbidden zone creatures decided to test Haitang Nudi. Our guy got instantly vaporized. Didn't even have time to power up to max to survive. This time, it scared the living SHT out of the creatures hiding in the forbidden zones. They finally realized how truly terrifying the Empress was. Haitang Nudi, after wiping this forbidden zone off the map, seemed to sense something and booked it in one direction. Yo, little dot, what's the secret sauce? You finally came out, so spill the tea. Xiao Jin played dumb and ignored you, flying for who knows how long, until you finally sensed the vibes of Zhu Tianxidi. Bursting out of that crevice, you couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Finally out. That trash place kept draining my essence and wouldn't let me replenish. No wonder so many emperor-level beings get lost in there. As soon as you're out, your body automatically starts sucking up spiritual qi from the world. Countless starlight and life essence are drawn to you. Quickly, an emperor's aura recovers, instantly covering the entire sky. A serene and quiet woman appears before you. Didn't expect the current era's great emperor to be blocking my path. So what's up? You trying to suppress this heretic? Adding another great deed to your resume to protect the world? But that female emperor just smiled faintly. I have no intention of being your enemy, as long as you don't intentionally harm the beings of Zhu Tianxidi. Whether it's the Supreme Forbidden Zone or dark creatures, I won't proactively attack. Hearing this, you get an even stronger feeling that you can't see through her. Back then, your region was heavily injured. At your weakest point, Haitang Nudi encountered you. Everyone thought a massive war would break out, but unexpectedly, she didn't attack you. You didn't make a move on me, so what's with the roadblock? I ain't got nothing else. Just kinda curious about you. Back when I became emperor, I sensed a trace of your aura, so I had to come check you out. Hearing this, our boy finally clocks a portion of this empress's cultivation level. Hiding your aura like that ain't something your average Joe can pull off. You ain't like those other supreme beings, ain't got that nasty decaying vibe, nor the scent of ages gone by. Not one of those self-mutilating supreme beings either. Even if you sealed yourself, it wouldn't be that long ago. My guess is you're some kind of outlier god tier from the modern era. Outtay the age of the Ao Tian Great Emperor. Our MC didn't expect Haitang Empress to be this sharp. Gotta reevaluate her. How many years since you hit Emperor level? NGT. 6,500 years. Say what? Over 6,000 years have passed? Felt like no time at all in there. Since you're out of that timeless crack, want to spill the tea on what's inside? If you want to know, go take a peek yourself. Can't exactly leave the 9 heavens and 10 earths, you know? You've been stuck in there for that long. Bet that world inside the crack ain't simple. Being a great emperor, I got a duty to protect the era I'm in. You're a god tier bro, so I'm hoping you'll lend a hand if the world gets dunked on. I ain't about that do-gooder life. Besides, how long can you hold off? 1 era? 2? Or maybe 3? Remember Zhu Yu Shi Huang? He swore he'd wipe out the darkness in the world, but how'd that go? Probably ended up as just another one of those supreme beings. So how can you guarantee you won't pull the same stunt when you get old and senile? If that day actually comes, just wake me up. Hold up. You're a god tier from the era of Zhu Yu Shi Huang? Guess away. If you really want to protect the world, maybe think I'm built different from you fate-ordained chumps. I can seal myself, you can't. Beings blessed by Tianming can't seal their own origins. Haitang Nudi obviously knows this. Watching you leave, she mutters. Live longer, huh? Back in your little world, you see the restrictions are untouched. No signs of attack. Finally, you breathe a sigh of relief. The secrets of Deng Xianlu and Baiyu Jing? Sooner or later I'll crack the code. Next up, gotta restore myself to peak condition first. As for that Nunadi, time changes everything. Time flies. 5,000 years pass. Inside your little world, a supreme burst of original power erupts. You've finally recovered! Damaged Dikwa and the myriad hues of Dadao swirl behind you. The trash Xian Dao soldiers are sowing joy. This time it is really a big loss. More than 10,000 years of imprisonment have not made any progress. Your Zhao Xiji Dao isn't even perfect yet. As you recover, you sense the faint, sorrowful cry of a mere 11,000-year-old Tianming. Haitang Yu is about to fall? No way! I'm hyped for your next move. Will you clutch another life, or just self-delete? A peerless aura explodes from you, as a massive axe materializes in your grip. My axe is starving for some action. 11,000 years after Haitang Nudi attained enlightenment, Tianming suddenly shows signs of weakening. By year 12,000, it's getting serious. All sorts of weird stuff is happening. It's crystal clear. The current Deidai isn't just running out of lifespan, but her body's falling apart too. Real quick. 2 taboo beings emerge. They start chomping on lands of life, without a care in the world, pretty much straight up taunting the Dadida. Then, at the Valley of Life where Haitang Dadi resides, a heaven-shattering D-Wei explodes. She throws out a palm strike. The Dadi's ultimate power is unleashed, instantly blasting towards those 2 Zihizun beings. The 2 Zihizun reveal their true forms. One's a sky-piercing ancient tree, pitch black all over. A Guimo Shu powerhouse who became D. Guimo Shu are rare AF. They cause chaos and darkness wherever they pop up. They get murked on sight. What era let a Guimo Shu become D? No record of it in the books. These 2 Zizuns haven't gone through Jijin Shenghua, but they exude an incredibly powerful Zizun aura. Overflowing with origin power, they've blocked the new D. Haitang Dadi stands in the starry sky, her eyes eerily calm. We had a deal. As long as I'm alive, you guys can't show your faces in Jutian Shidi. Ha! The Nubdin is on her last legs, not much life left. Why should we keep our promise? They really think some empty words can protect them? Just a few life-bearing planets? In this vast cosmos? Countless of such planets exist. Consider it their honor to be our nutrients. Or do you want to be devoured as well? With that, the demonic tree powerhouse impales another planet. How dare you act so violently before me? Today, none of you are getting out of here alive. Haitang Dadi, at this moment, finally makes her move. One punch and the space around her trembles with her Haitang-infused power. It transforms into a dazzling light, wanting to crush everything. At the same time, that Zun Mo Ying also takes action. Its forbidden might is revealed without a shred of doubt. Facing 2 supreme beings, Haitang Nudi vaguely falls into a disadvantage. So what if you're an emperor? You're still just a woman, struggling in my Zhao Qian world. Originally, I wanted to eliminate a newly self-severed Dao, but who cares at this point? It's all the same. Just as she's about to bring her Dao weapon out of the Zhao Qian world, Hai Tong Nu Di telepathically transmits a message. No need to act, just watch. The blinding white radiance, previously suppressed, suddenly intensifies tenfold. Those two forbidden life forms have no room to resist, forcing them into ultimate sublimation. Believe it or not, only one sentence still echoes, "I'm just getting old, not senile." Hai Tang Nu Di, in her old age, unleashes an emperor's might that shakes the heavens. The two supreme beings from the Forbidden Zone, at this instant, feel a massive crisis and start their desperate sublimation. The sky is reverberating with explosions. 3 flawless Dang D- cause space and time in the starry sky to distort. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the starry sky, 3 supreme-level beings have their eyes on our boy. None intend to act, all waiting for the outcome of that side. Looking at Hai Tang Nu Di's figure, you seem to have an epiphany. Could it be that she has crossed that step? Is there still a path beyond the Dine D realm? I haven't even survived my Emperor's tribulation yet. So, the Da Dai realm is looking kinda blurry for our boy. Looks like Hai Tong Da Di is almost on par with Ao Tian Da Di's level. Can you even imagine how insane Ao Tian would be if he lived a third lifetime? Meanwhile, Yi Mozun, after his ultimate sublimation, devoured the entire starlit sky where they were fighting. Hai Tong Nu Di, trapped inside, with a flick of Yi Mozun's fingers. The power of the great Dao within the barrier rained down on Hai Tong Nu Di, but Hai Tang Nu Di just glanced up and shattered that dark curtain. Guess that ultimate sublimation was all bark and no bite. Then, Hai Tang Nu Di transformed into a massive phantom. Above her head hung the great Dao treasure vase, and as she uttered the word annihilate, the jade white vase unleashed a burst of light, instantly shattering Gimozun's barrier. A beam of white light shot towards Gimozun's back, his supreme position now looking kinda shaky. In Hai Tong Nu Di's hand, Gimozun's physical form crumbled into dust. Seeing Hai Tong Nu Di casually dismantle a Zihe Zun who had reached ultimate sublimation, the other Zihe Zun was like, "Nah, I'm out," but it was too late. Hai Tong Nu Di swiftly caught up to the fleeing dude. "Just let it go. I don't want to fight you to the death. You're an experienced cultivator. Even if you kill me, you're just making wedding clothes for someone else." "Too late," she said. Hai Tong Nu Di was too OP. Her Fai Xian power flooded the world. The Zihe Zun gave it his all, but couldn't withstand it. In the end, this Hai Tong Nu Di transformed into a kneeling stone statue, as if in repentance. The great battle ended, and the result shook all living beings. Who knew that even in her old age, Hai Tong Nu Di could defeat 2 Zhizun who had achieved ultimate sublimation? As the great battle concluded, the 3 Zihe Zun who were watching you vanished without a trace. You teleported in front of Hai Tang Nu Di. You're nearing Dao assimilation. This battle has drained your remaining original power. Oh really? So did you come to see me off? Or to finish me off? Does it matter? In your current state, you can't even self-terminate. Haha. Wait, till next life, bro. As you're standing there jaw-dropped, Hai Tang Nu Di whips out a divine wing, radiating immortal vibes, and gulps it down right in front of your face. Almost immediately, a monstrous emperor-level aura comes roaring back to life, shaking the heavens. Divine light explodes, like the cosmos itself is celebrating this empress's return to her peak form. And you're just standing there, baffled that this empress who hates conflict just happened to have a goddamn immortal elixir lying around. You're probably wondering why I just happen to have an immortal elixir, right? Or maybe I made a deal with the Forbidden Zones? I'm kinda curious, considering you don't seem to have beef with those Forbidden Zone critters. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. But it came to me on its own. Like, AYO, an immortal divine wing just casually strolls up to my doorstep? I'm pushing 80,000 years old, and no divine wings are showing up for me? Bull. Freaking crap. Hai Tang Nu Di gives you a look, then points a finger, unleashing a blinding beam of light right in your face. This is the Hai Tang Nu Di's Dao, and you're sitting there clueless what she's planning? Everyone's Dao is their deepest secret. Ain't nobody letting others snoop around in their core principles. This is my Davio. Consider this little escapade a test. While I was playing dead, I wanted to see if a cosmic calamity broke loose on the world. Would you, this so-called invincible badass, actually step up and do something about it? You didn't disappoint me. As an invincible protector of this world, you still have some shred of humanity left. But what if I failed your little test? What if I just looked out for number 1 and turned a blind eye? What if I was just here for the show, the drama, the popcorn? Well then, I would have crushed every dark chaotic force, wiped the floor with every shady power, and then personally erased the biggest variable of all, you, from existence. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. I actually kinda wanted to off that great emperor who just self-destructed. Who can guarantee their heart won't change? 10,000 years can change a latte. If that day ever comes, I hope you'll step up. With that, Nu Dai shoves her Dabo right in your face. The moment you grab hold of it, enlightenment floods your mind. The Nu Di's Dao represents the ultimate mastery of time and speed. In that final, ascending moment, I vaguely sensed a sliver of a secret. This current version of me You could consider it a sort of clone. Yeah, let's go with that. My guy's on a whole other level now compared to your average great emperor. Turns out, my physique is just a reflection of my own great Dao. But these naturally OP physiques like the tyrant body or immortal body, as strong as they are, can't achieve enlightenment? Wait, are you saying these so-called invincible physiques are just some form of primal great Dao that's been taken to the extreme, reflected into reality? No clue, fam. That's why I'm entrusting my Dafio and laws to you. It's because I peeped a vision where some kind of transcendent immortal physique is gonna pop up in the future. This Dao and law split will help him walk the path of ultimate power, and maybe even help you out too. Nah, the great Davio reflection is off. My eternal body is a system buff, straight up. Ain't no reflection involved, yo. Whatever. Let her think what she wants. Yo, you know what realm comes after Great Emperor? And how it's divided up? The realm beyond Great Emperor, before Haitang Nu Di could even spit it out. A wave of all-annihilating energy descends from the heavens, silently warning you to. No wonder so many great emperors have come and gone without a trace. Seems like only those recognized by Tian Meng can glimpse the great Dao beyond. Seeing our boy deep in thought, Haitang Nu Di drops a bombshell. Maybe, just maybe, we could cultivate a kid with insane bloodlines, a child born from someone who's transcended Great Emperor, and a being on par with a great emperor? What would that be like? Bro, do you even hear yourself right now? One of the unbreakable rules for all beings is procreation. Why do you think this is something to be ashamed of? My bad. Didn't mean to make you feel awkward. I wouldn't put you on the spot. How about this? I just need a drop of your essence. Ah, never mind. What do you take me for? You'd never guess that Haitang Nu Di, reborn for the second time, actually wants to have your baby? But you're not just worried about your eternal physique being exposed, you also don't want to get emotionally invested again. I just need a drop of your essence, that's all. Nah, fam. Absolutely not happening. Should have just folded you earlier, TBH. After all, you're like, the only dude in this whole world I can barely tolerate. Alright, so 80,000 years, and you still didn't see this coming. The Haitang Empress wants your body. The Empress is kinda bummed, then she's like, since you're gonna be a hard ass about my first offer, wanna hear my second pitch? Help me completely wipe out a forbidden zone. You peep Haitang Empress casually dropping that bomb, and you realize she's kinda different from the first Empress. Do you even know how legendary you gotta be to completely level a forbidden zone? How many forbidden zones have been straight up deleted lately? Eradicating a forbidden zone ain't a walk in the park. In recent eras, plenty of emperors have tried to cleanse these zones, and yeah, some ain't what they used to be. How many supreme beings you think are left in these zones anyway? If we're making bets, the number of supreme beings lurking in these zones, just find the weakest one, and it might actually be doable without all the hassle. If these forbidden zones want to break the rules, then it's my turn to be irrational. So you down to ride or die with me? Bet. You don't even hesitate. You just rip through space with her and bounce. Following the rift in space-time, you see a boundless ocean of darkness. After arriving at the Reincarnation Sea, the Empress's imperial might goes full throttle, and you, without giving a single damn, unleash your own supreme power. The combined menace of two absolute powerhouses reaches its PK. How's it feel? Judging by your face, this your first time in a forbidden zone, huh? Been to forbidden zones before, but this place feels like it's cut off from the grand Dalo of the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Not only that, but even space and time are isolated. This is a forbidden zone, a totally independent world. This is also one of the secrets to why these supreme. Every forbidden zone is like a prison, but also the best feng shui location for old fogies who refuse to kick the bucket, able to dodge debtors from one lifetime to the next, along with the constant joining of death-fearing entities, forming the forbidden zone. While talking, the Reincarnation Sea suddenly erupted, with terrifying figures starting to appear, each of them exuding supreme pressure. The sky trembled. The power of law descended upon a pile of gray bones. Faintly, there were figures lurking within. Empress, you guys coming here means you're breaking the previous agreement. Me barging in here is perfectly reasonable, or is it only you guys who are allowed to be unreasonable? And I'm not allowed to? I am the great emperor of the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Really think living a second life makes you so impressive? Throughout history, it's not like there haven't been great emperors who've lived a second life, only to be buried in the Reincarnation Sea. Since I dared to come here, it means your little Reincarnation Sea isn't enough to bury me. At this moment, you sensed several familiar auras. Glancing past you, you took a step forward. You guys want to off me, huh? Who dares to come out and fight me one-on-one? You unleashed your 5 elements great Dato to the limit. Your aura not at all inferior to the current Empress. Zhu Chao Shi Huang. I know you're here. Do you dare to fight? That pitch-black figure let out a sigh. I have no intention of confronting you. Back then, Zhu Chao Shi Huang could become emperor entirely because of your favor. After becoming a self-severed entity, he dares even less to take action against you. The Black Sea continued to surge, each terrifying entity exuding extremely terrifying fluctuations. But no one made the first move yet. Empress, how exactly can this end? I am, of course, the most valuable treasure in the Reincarnation Sea. With just this one sentence, the entire Reincarnation Sea trembled. Alright, then let's all sublimate to the extreme. You all come at me together. A chaotic battle began. The Qigong entities aren't suppressed in reincarnation. Without extreme sublimation, they still have over half their battle power. Your 5 elements Dao has displayed its true strength. Under the 5 elements reincarnation, you aren't afraid of consumption at all. The battle is a bit strenuous, but not dangerous at all. The Emperor's killing saint sword technique, from an ancient butcher, used to slaughter countless beings. Looks like you're all out of trump cards, huh? The entire Lunhui Hai is shaking. What's lurking on the other side? Hai Tang Nu Di is unleashing some serious power. She's blasting towards that pile of gray bones, exploding with the ultimate power of Feixian. A dazzling ray of white light tears through everything inside Lunhui Hai. Even Lunhui itself is being suppressed by the Nu Di. Boom! In that instant, the entire Lunhui Hai flickers with a petrifying black light. Everything is being suppressed. What Dao is this? Even the Nu Di is feeling the pressure. If I use my Ice Dao, maybe I could break through. Looks like you're not planning on using your trump card. But Hai Tang Nu Di unleashes even more Feixian power, shattering that rock-solid black barrier, creating a void centered around them, barely able to hold on. Enough. Fighting further will only lead to mutual destruction. Well, let's see what you're willing to offer then. The master of Lunhui Hai is silent for a moment, then sends several orbs of light into the Nu Di's hands. Not bad. Remember this. As long as I'm in Jutian Shidi, you are forbidden from emerging. Let's go. You're obviously not looking for a fight, as the 2 figures disappear from Lunhui Hai, leaving behind only the endless sound of waves, seemingly representing the fury of some unknown beings. Following the compromise of the master of Lunhui Hai, the Nu Di leads you out of Lunhui Hai, back in Jutian Shidi. You still find it hard to believe. It just ended like that? We caused such a ruckus? And they just agreed to let us go? He's not as strong as you think, but he's also not as weak as you think. As long as their core interests aren't threatened, they won't really do anything to us. Whatever, just take these. They're useless to me now. She hands you several light orbs. After receiving them, you discover they are all priceless. Shentai, Xianjin. Take this too. Consider it the core secret of Lunhui Hai. Too bad I'm the current era's great emperor. It's the most useless thing to me. The Empress tossed you a black jade bottle. The moment you touched it, a strange fluctuation spread in your hand. What is this stuff? Something called Lunhui liquid. Reincarnation fluid. You could see it as Tianming, a product with similar functions. In some aspects, even an undying divine medicine might not be as valuable as this. This is also why some great emperors self-seal themselves with a slash when they get old, hiding in forbidden zones. It's all to get a single drop of this stuff. Playing with the jade bottle in your hand, you finally understood why Ao Tian would single-handedly raid forbidden zones. This loot is actually kinda OP. Wait, do the other forbidden zones have something similar? Might as well check them out. Go refine this Lunhui liquid first. I'll contact you in 100 years. This time, I sensed it. In Lunhui Hai, there are quite a few supreme beings sealed. They aren't our best option. You instantly understood what the Empress wanted to do. The story of you guys wreaking havoc in Lunhui Hai will spread to the other forbidden zones. They will consider their own strength. Next time, they won't dare to act without thinking. So the Empress wants other forbidden zones to know she's not easy to provoke. Then she will go and peel some soft persimmons. Alright then, I'll head back now. Gotta zoom. Is that so? Aren't you gonna come to my place for a bit? My territory is vast. You can choose a spot. Nah, I'm used to being a lone wolf. See you next time. Farewell to countless era changes. You no longer want to touch those emotions. Perhaps no interaction is the greatest respect. Only the Empress was left sighing in the starry sky. Aren't you interested in me? Or do you? Back at the home base in the small world, our boy gets ready to flex with those 2 chunks of immortal metal. He plans to fuse the first piece straight into his destruction axe and save the second one for his 4th weapon path slot. Fusing immortal metal into the destruction axe is a total game changer. Its lethality is about to skyrocket. The Wanling Ding and Gishu Mu are already top-tier immortal metal and wood. Honestly, maybe he should just forge all his future weapons using immortal-grade materials. Next, he pulls out the mysterious liquid from the jade bottle and scans it with his divine sense. But there's some kind of invisible barrier blocking him. It's shielding the contents from his scan. But the 5 elements and weapon origins in his body are straight up starving for it. Is this the legendary exclusive loot found only in forbidden zones? How is it making his great Dafio this thirsty for a taste? This stuff is definitely some high-tier exotic treasure. Time to refine it and see what's the deal. After sensing no danger, he just downs the whole drop like an absolute unit. Instantly, our boy is encased in a massive sphere of pure light. Fast forward 100 years in a flash. It's finally time to link up with the Empress. He's only managed to refine a tiny bit of that reincarnation fluid, but damn, this stuff is actually crack. It literally rivals the effects of an immortal god medicine. Reforming the soul in origin is just the basic package for this thing. Its real cheat code is letting him see the path beyond the great emperor realm. While refining this drop, the foggy road ahead finally started to clear up for him. He spots 9 major nodes on the path, and he's already closing in on the second one. This must be the secret those great emperors have been gatekeeping. Every forbidden zone must have a stash of this stuff. Honestly, Just conquering a forbidden zone for himself sounds like a massive W. When he reaches the starry void where the Empress is waiting, she's already flexing her full aura. Anyone below the Great Emperor level is literally shaking in their boots right now. Was the dramatic entrance really necessary though? I'm just letting them know I'm here so they can choose. Submit or get clapped. You got stronger again? Guess Rand's gift was the real deal for you. Honestly, I'm not even sure I can humble you in a fight anymore. Bro, it's only been a short time. What could I have possibly changed? Alright, business time. Which restricted area are we hitting up next? Got any leads on these guys yet? In the past 100 years, I've pinpointed 2 restricted areas and slapped them with the mandate's mark. There's no escape for these clowns. That's the power move when you use the mandate to prove Dabio. Back then, Akotian seemed to be using a similar divine power. This off-brand way of proving Dakyo is still kinda lacking compared to a legit Great Emperor though. I've already locked onto their location. Following the Empress, she directly tears a massive spatial rift with a wave of her hand. You dive in, and when you open your eyes, you're staring into a vast starry sky. This is the star-devouring abyss. The Empress advances, her entire body radiating intense Emperor's might and the unique power of the 9 heavens and 10 earths mandate. The entire vast sea of stars seems to riot. Countless star powers carrying unique magical forces suppress the Empress of the 9 heavens and 10 earths. But above the Empress's head, there's a grand Dao treasure bottle easily dissolving most of the pressure. You guys knew we were coming? So this is your choice, huh? Star-devouring abyss, we're willing to compromise. Just stop here, and for the duration of your reign, I'll ensure the rest of us remain sealed away. Oh really? Were any of you involved in the ambush on me back then? You're trying to reason now? Don't you think it's a little late? Before the words are even finished, the entire sea of stars begins to tremble, and supreme auras start to awaken. You once again sense a familiar presence. Who would have thought you'd meet acquaintances here? Aren't these the same guys who ganged up on Shi Hao when he became emperor? You've already had it rough proving the Dabio your way. Why bother getting involved in this murky water? Truth be told, you and us should be on the same side. Why not choose to seal yourself and wait for the future? Wait for the immortal path to open. On the path of the Great Dao, our only enemy is the current Great Emperor. He's the one who's blocking the Great Dabio. Throughout history, how many stunning, invincible figures have had a good ending? In the end, Zhang Zhan's entire life struggle can only result in becoming a great emperor, and old kings can only turn to dust. You look at the Empress with a teasing expression and say, they actually make sense. I can't argue with that. Hearing this, the Empress glances at you with hidden meaning. Oh? What do you want to do? Me wanting to chill in the Forbidden Zone isn't the problem. But this spot as the Forbidden Zone's overlord? That's MIC. Spoken like a true clown. Bro's just a noob pretending to be OP. This absolute unit has wiped out entire Thontin Uyen before. Wanna bet? Fire up your Wanwu Xing Dao Tang Tian Grand Formation, and let's see if I can break it today. With me and the Xingyuan Emperor showing up, this whole star sea doesn't seem to have an end, does it? Time for a total rampage. You charged in with the 5 elements origin, fearlessly facing even the exalted beings. Mad lad. At the same time, the entire sea of stars transforms into a massive formation. The power of the starry sky erupts, unleashing heaven-shattering killing intent. In an instant, I squashed you and the Empress like bugs. The Empress activates her Fishian power, barely managing to withstand this insane killing formation. You escape through a crack, but the Forbidden Zone Master doesn't even care that you got away. Instead, they focus all their power on running the formation, solely focusing on dealing with the Empress. A wave of great Dao ripples, and countless stars suddenly fade, leaving only darkness. Cracks start appearing on the Empress's body, emitting a great Dabao light, shattering, and then reforming. On the other side of the grand formation, a perfect emperor-level power is ascending, but quickly fades away. The 3 exalted beings attack at the same time, only to see you grab one by the neck, their body lifeless, and toss them aside like a dead dog. Who's next? I'll give you guys some time to ascend to your peak. Bro's flexing hard. Hands behind his back, the Wu Jing origin illuminates the entire Thontin Uyen. The 3 figures can't believe it. You actually killed an exalted being right inside the Forbidden Zone. You're an anomaly. But in the Forbidden Zone, we're even stronger, while you can only be worn down. Then, you sense even more exalted beings appearing. The aura spreads, and the entire Forbidden Zone starts shaking. At this moment, the Empress has transformed into a ball of light. The Fai Xian power flows, breaking the Thontin Uyen's heaven-shattering grand formation. Turns out, I miscalculated, because you were using my heaven-shattering killing formation to temper your own great Dafio. So what's up? Regretting it now? Whatever. As long as Haitong Nu exists, this Thontin... Our boy waves his hand, and a dazzling starlight splits from his spiritual sea. The new die receives the starlight, and a void rift appears. But neither of you clowns intends to leave. You think you can just say it? And that's it? Who do you think you are? Did you even ask me? This absolute unit erupts with 5-colored divine might, directly surpassing the CK new die, looking straight at the mysterious figure surrounded by starlight. I can't control this man. He is him, I am me, and besides, I'm just a woman, so I'll just hide behind a man. Good luck, my Sigma Wolf. The entire Xingyuan village in this moment is like thunder roaring from Jutian. The aura you're showing is awakening other forbidden life forms. Bro really took it a step further. A burst of 5-colored divine thunder explodes, seemingly wanting to level this entire forbidden hall. What an invincible guy. I, Nudi, misjudged you. You two are making a profitable deal. I hope you can be this strong in the future too. Having said that, a dazzling starlight from that giant star falls, flying towards our boy. Don't worry about what happens in the future. I wonder if the master of this forbidden area can reveal the secrets of the forbidden area. Who knows, you might be able to sit in this position for a few more years. Haha. If you continue to push your luck, then let's sink Xingyuan village together in an endless illusion. This time, seeing that you guys are sincere on the surface, and not too bad, we'll stop here. Hope you guys keep your promises. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind coming here again. Just returning to Ju Tian Shi Dian, Nudi looks at our MC meaningfully and asks, listening to your tone, it seems like you were really planning to turn the forbidden area upside down just now. Is there something I can't do? It's a pity that only one Dalton Dick can appear in an era. Even you, who use a different path to achieve Dao. Maybe it'll take several eras before another person like you appears. Otherwise, why would there still be forbidden areas in this world? Why would there still be dark turmoil? Perhaps we have to wait for a truly prosperous era. Even Dare Die wouldn't dare to say they could be invincible in the world. After hearing the Empress's words, our guy went silent. The history books of Ju Tianxi Di once recorded a super glorious era, an absolutely amazing emperor, plus a few who took different paths to Dao attainment. All sorts of invincible constitutions reaching their peak, but dark turmoil kept popping up. The emperors back then fought till their blood ran dry, couldn't even make it to a second life. And the power of the invincible was plundered by the forbidden zones. Ju Tianxi Di was left crippled, later called the Super Dark Age by future generations. Guess so. So where are we heading next? We're going straight to Kangtian Island. When you two arrived at Kangtian Island, the owner of the Kangtian Island Forbidden Zone was already waiting. Kangtian Island has no intention of starting a war with the Empress. As long as the Empress is still around, Kangtian Island will absolutely not reappear in Ju Tianxi Dian. With that, they threw out Kangtian Island's unique treasure. This left the guy who was ready to play the villain speechless. Kangtian Island congratulates the Empress on her second life. Easy, let's all be happy together. After that, you two successively found the Immortal Demon Mine, Qingtong Immortal Palace, Shenshu, and many other forbidden zones, obtaining all sorts of treasures. Looting complete, you returned to Ju Tianxi Di, and the Empress left most of the precious things for you. You got the core stuff from all the forbidden zones. Haitang Empress only took a few immortal scriptures and immortal wood. On this trip, Shenshu was probably the forbidden zone with the fewest supreme living beings. Then let's go to Shenshu. Those guys bully the weak and fear the strong. The Heavenly Dao turns. We're also eliminating harm for the living beings of Ju Tianxi Di. That's what I think too. But I need to refine some big killing weapons. Not too long. Not too short a time. When it's done, I'll let you know. Right? Want to come to my place and see something? This time, you've received so many benefits. Even with a thick face you can't refuse. Staying in Haitang Empress's Holy Land for 100 years, you resisted her moves many times. The closest was when you two sealed your cultivation and drank together. During the flirting, things almost got good with her. Good thing Xiao Jing woke you up in time. You finally dipped out of the Holy Land on the low. You see in this SHT? Your method's a bust. Our boy ain't feeling you at all. Let me handle this. I can make him yours. Shut it. What the hell's wrong with me? After escaping back from the Empress's Holy Land, you immediately start dissecting all sorts of core materials you got from the Forbidden Zone. Tears of the Myriad Things Water Spirit. Each and every one looks sus AF. Xiao Jin, you know the origins of these? They look kinda familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It's just not clicking. 8? If you don't remember, don't sweat it. Is Xiao Jin seriously suffering from amnesia? Feels like someone intentionally sealed away its memories, doesn't it? You stare at the various core materials from the Forbidden Zone, hesitate a sec, then just yeet the spirit of Myriad Things water straight into your mouth. A surge of rules that doesn't belong to Ju Tianxi Di erupts. So, it was useless to the Great Emperor. Cause it ain't a product of the heavenly mandate, its transformation repels the Great Emperor. That's the gig. I see that road again. You're entering some indescribable mystical realm. You're oblivious to the world, oblivious to time. Seems like everything just vanished. Your world's just the 5 elements origin and the 12 paths of war, and on the other side, the Sitang Empress's Holy Land. Myriad Daos manifests, and the Empress sleeps alone in her tower. The great Dao treasure vase above her head automatically absorbs the spiritual chi of heaven and earth, while behind her, a shadowy dark figure stands. Suddenly, an extremely tyrannical aura begins to emanate from the treasure vase. Haitang Nudi also starts switching between two faces. looking straight up eerie. She's fully refined the reincarnation elixir in her 1,000-year slumber, and her mastery of the paths of war has also made considerable progress. But along with refining the reincarnation elixir, you also sense your body starting to be rejected by the Daos of Zhu-Tian-Shi-Di. Like someone super close suddenly ain't close anymore. You pay it no mind and continue your body is getting unbelievably buff, but the world's rejection is also cranked up to 11. You're feeling more and more like a self-nerfing cultivator. Just one tiny push, and you can break through the second bottleneck. But this tiny world can't contain your massive gains anymore. Gotta find somewhere far from the Zhu-Tian-Shi-Dian. Stepping out of the small world, you glance towards the Empress and notice the whole sacred ground is overflowing with killing intent. What is the Empress even doing? She's not that mad you dipped, right? Ignoring the Empress, you head to the Jiao Zihi Holy Land. After a quick chat, you find a timeless crevice where you will complete the final step in peace, and no one will interrupt you. You swallow all your resources and begin refining. 5,000 years pass, and a 5-colored divine force tears through the void. Your third Bing Dao is finally complete. Haidang Empress, reborn for 9,500 years in her second tribulation. An overwhelmingly tyrannical imperial aura bursts forth from the valley where the Empress resides, swiftly sweeping across the cosmos. Countless beings are in shock, because the Empress's imperial aura is completely different, as if she has become a different person. The moment she opens her eyes, she rips through space heading straight for you. Meanwhile, you just returned to Zhu-Tian-Shi-Dian and are taking immense pressure as waves of doomsday lightning tribulation strike at you, but you shatter it with a single punch. Doomsday lightning tribulation, which countless beings fear and are forbidden to approach, but you're still surrounded by repulsive force, and space itself is warping around you. You scoff. If I don't want to, who can expel me? Not even destiny. One day I'll grind your fate into the dust and see who's really the master of this Fang Tian Dian. But right then, a radiant surge of immortal power, brimming with terrifying pressure, comes crashing down. You meet it with a punch. The two forces clash in the starry sky. The collision instantly turns everything into a void. There's something wrong with your body. You both ask this question simultaneously. You also notice the Empress's aura has completely changed, becoming sharper and more aggressive, even hinting at killing intent towards you. Could it be because of your physique? She's also being affected by destiny. Are you going to attack me? Or fulfill our agreement? Looking at you, you look more and more like some indescribable supreme being. I'm debating whether to team up with you. Could this make you the biggest menace this world has ever seen? Seems like you've got some serious baggage. Your personality's doing a 180, but the deal's still on. Just adding a clause. In 2,000 years, either you wipe out the Forbidden Zone, or you get Thanos snapped. Permanently. Fine by me. Hope you can hold on until then. Honestly, I'm more worried you'll fall from grace and become like those monsters. I might just have to end this era's great emperor myself. Who knows? Just wait and see, as this supreme, Zhu-mighty power tears through the cosmos. Everyone's wondering why the Haidong Nudi aimed at that dude, but then didn't start a war. What gives? You came back to the small heavens. Time flies, huh? The Nudi's second life is almost 10k years old, and with your return, the small heavens is glitching out. Is it really being this salty? It just wants to hog everything, and won't let any other will exist. Tianmeng rejection? Does it think it can't control me anymore? You unleash your 3 types of military Dao. Mastering those 3 lets you bust through the barrier. Plus, the 5 elements origins? You straight up skipped a level. You can officially say you've entered the 3rd bottleneck of the Great Emperor. The power of the military Dao is OP. Tian probably didn't get this far, but his combat power was edging close to the 3rd bottleneck. If he had the time, he might have broken through. Historically, most great emperors chill at the 1st bottleneck. Only the mega geniuses even touch the 3rd, and almost no one has broken through it. There's basically no record of great emperors in the 3rd bottleneck. Are the Forbidden Zone's hidden masters living in the 3rd bottleneck? Or, at least, do they control Forbidden Zones that can unleash 3rd bottleneck power? Xiao Jin. You know the names of these bottlenecks? Great emperors at the 1st bottleneck rely on the power of destiny, so they're called the Destiny Great Emperors. The 2nd bottleneck is the Universal Great Emperor. The 3rd bottleneck is officially the True Great Emperor. The 4th waterfall is called Tiandi. I forgot what happened afterwards. So that's what happened. As you speak, a wisp of Faxian power appears in your hand. This is what you evolved after you touched the Great Dao of Nu Di last time. Since Nu Di borrowed the Star Domain Killing Array to temper her Great Dao, her Great Dabio has sublimated, but at the same time, cracks appeared on her body in the arena. Another person who was sealed within her body for a long time has also awakened during the sublimation and can no longer be suppressed. 1 body, 2 souls, never before seen in such a great Dao technique. It helped you successfully ascend to the Emperor's throne, but it has also become an obstacle for you to revive in the 3rd life. So what are you going to do now? Since the last time you absorbed too many forbidden objects, you were rejected by the Heavenly Dao when you returned to Zhu-Tian-Shi-Di. So you stayed in the little world for nearly 2,000 years. eliminating all the forbidden killing intent on your body. The origin of the Great Dakyo has also become more solid. It's been 12,000 years since Nudi's second tribulation, and Tianmeng still shows no signs of weakening. It seems that Nundai should be fine. 100 years passed in an instant. A small stream of Fei Xian power flew from Nudi's half-incense burner to your little world. You thought for a while, and finally merged it into the Fei Xian power that you had refined. At this moment, the luck of the entire heaven and earth suddenly rioted, and Nunya Ding projected her figure, her gentle and moving appearance. Is she finally going to make a move? It's time. Without another word, she stepped into the void alone. You didn't hesitate, and followed into the void. You quickly caught up with Haitang Nudi. Has the problem with your body been resolved? It's been temporarily resolved. I can't see through you more and more. Perhaps she's right. Cooperating with you, you may become the world's greatest calamity. It's not too late to regret it now. What does the future have to do with me? Isn't that what future emperors should worry about? Right now, I just want to destroy a forbidden area in this life. This battle may destroy a forbidden area, or it may be that the Empress was speechless, ultimately adding nothing further. Soon enough, the two of you arrived at the divine ruins. Are you two trying to break our agreement? You've lived long enough. It's time to wrap things up. Wrap things up? Looks like you still don't really understand what we are. So what if you're a great emperor of this era? My divine ruins have already buried over 10 great emperors. Today, inside the divine ruins, there will be 2 more invincible emperor corpses. As soon as he finished speaking, the entire divine ruins glowed brilliantly. One by one, supreme auras fully awakened, roughly 6 or 7. But the Empress's expression didn't change at all. Just as I thought, the number of supreme beings inside the divine ruins is only 6 or 7. The rest are all emperor corpses. Then, leave the remaining supreme beings and emperor corpses to me. That master of the forbidden area is for you. Today, we're gonna flip this place upside down. The 2 invincible powerhouses of this era just stood in this void, facing the vast divine ruins, emitting terrifying auras. At the same time, more than a dozen emperor corpses flew out from within the forbidden area, each emitting a faint emperor's might. Could these all be the great emperors who miscalculated in the divine ruins? What a pity. Unable to overturn the forbidden area. Instead, their bodies were used by others. You move forward. I'll clear all obstacles for you. The Haitang Empress plucked a white rune from between her brows. She clapped her hands, and a dazzling white light, centered on her, instantly shattered the surrounding golden laws. 3 figures exuding corpse energy appeared, but the Empress didn't even lift her head. Her sword light pointed straight at the master of the forbidden area. You're not free either. The power of the 5 elements suppressed the summoned emperor corpses. Even if they could unleash 60 to 70% of a great emperor's power, it's not enough to look at in front of you now. A supreme being next to him couldn't bear it any longer, and began his ultimate sublimation. Sublimation to invincibility, huh? That sublimated supreme being directly blocked the Haitang Empress's path, emitting a disgusting bloody power. He's a subordinate of Xueha Great Emperor. Xueha Great Emperor was also a great emperor who once attained Dagao. Unlike other great emperors, this dude ain't protecting the world. He's straight up looting other forbidden zones to boost his cultivation. And of course, Tianming ain't having it. Road dipped into a forbidden zone to hide. My blood river's been missing a dominant emperor's soul. Looks like my wish is about to be granted. Just some dude exiled by Tianming. You even dare call yourself a great emperor? My great Dapo is also Dapo. Why Tianming doesn't acknowledge you? What are you? So what if you're a great emperor? Want to challenge the master of the forbidden zone? You gotta get through ME first. Xuehe Great Emperor goes supernova, unleashing insane power, trying to drag the Empress into his blood river. Inside the blood river, horrifying beings open their eyes. Countless blood-colored entities stand behind this Xuehe Great Emperor. The other supreme beings are now focusing all their attention on the Empress too. Meanwhile, the master of the Forbidden Zone is hiding deep within the Shenshu, preparing to activate a Forbidden Grand Formation. They're aiming for a war of attrition, pinning down the Empress, buying time. The Empress's body still has issues. If this drags on until the master of the Forbidden Zone fully activates Shengshu's Grand Formation, even I won't be able to escape. Guess I gotta use my trump card today. You guys, go, you split the 5 elements Dao, turning into 5 incarnations, each possessing an ultimate great Dabi, all invincible bodies. Go play with them first. You, after splitting the 5 elements Dao, become like an ordinary person, walking in front of the Empress. I told you, leave this place to me, you go focus on what you need to do. As he finishes talking, the Bing Dao in your body vibrates, releasing terrifying waves. The guy is in the war that defies the heavens. Didn't expect you to survive until now. Time for me to end it all. Knowing your identity, the other supreme beings ain't holding back anymore. Full power. Shengshu's movements are way too big. All living beings in the Ju Tianxi know that Shengshu has erupted into a great war. And, in a corner of the universe, a youth who was sleeping soundly slowly wakes up. Another great emperor trying to mess with Shengshu this lifetime? Guess I should lend a hand. The debts from the past should be settled too. A great battle between the invincible of this era and the Forbidden Zone. And just like that, Kaboom! Our boy's 5 avatars in the Shengshu held back 10+ Emperor-level corpses and 7 Changsheng-level beings who went full-on roid rage, all while trapping him and the Empress. Talk about multitasking. Told y'all, I got this. You go, girl. Wanling ding. The aura emanating from it suppresses everything. This power has vaguely surpassed the Emperor tier. Is this the final boss? Shueihei Dadi ain't backing down either. Emperor-level technique. Blood sacrifice unleashed. A sea of blood churns. At this moment, they're all throwing out blood-colored artifacts and unknown creatures, forming a barrier to trap them inside. Our guy unleashes the Wanling brush, throws a punch, the ding resonates, shattering the blood barrier. Haidang Nudi is shook, then flies deeper into the forbidden zone. Smart choice, best girl. Right then and there, Shengshu's ultimate killing formation activates, engulfing the entire place in murderous intent. Those Changsheng-level beings reveal a look of relief. Now it's time to see if our MC got the plot armor. Just some invincible one, who took a different path to enlightenment, daring to face 7 of them alone without the trials of Tianming? Bro thinks he's him. If you want to die early, I'll give you a comfy send-off. As if a river of blood sweeps directly towards him, trying to engulf him. Try again, buddy. The Wanling Ding once again bursts with radiant light, dissolving his blood energy. My Zuehei is endless. Blood spirits are immortal, says the fodder Villian. You really think it's over? LOL? LMAO even? Shueihei Dadi sneers, waving his hand, launching another attack. So persistent. At the same time, another Changsheng-level being uses Emperor Qi to exert pressure on him. A great seal emanates supreme divine might, directly suppressing down. Well, an ancient emperor, apparently the Rensheng ancient emperor, recorded in the ancient texts. Too bad he also fell into this forbidden zone. Shoulda stayed home, my guy. Before our boy can lament, another Changsheng attacks, erupting, shattering space itself. Even a Dadi would fall, let alone just an invincible one. Is this the end? But at this moment, an axe light suddenly bursts out from the smoke. Wait, what? Where it passes, it tears apart all laws. Just a ray of axe light seems to tear this void land like paper, easily leaving behind. So, this is all perfect Emperor Realm power amounts to? You're pretty strong. You've earned our special move. Hope you can handle it though. You see 3 Zhizun, all grabbing a golden spear, channeling 3 types of perfect Emperor-level power. They pump it into the spear. Countless Dao runes appear, locking you down. This weapon is no joke. Swear I've seen it somewhere. We never underestimate opponents under this spear's point. You should be honored. Time to activate the forbidden art. DMA, combined with the activation of the forbidden artifact. All that's left is a flash of light. Opening your eyes again, you realize the spear has pierced your body. It's emitting crazy laws, pinning you to the ground. What you can't believe is that these laws are slowly eating away at your body. Too fast, way too fast to dodge. This feels like some forbidden treasure, similar to Baiyu Jing, or maybe even brought out by Baiyu Jing. If this were a normal emperor or someone at the second knot, it'd be a real threat. But I'm different. As you say this, you separate the chaotic laws within your body, then split into 8 bodies, leaving only 3 light spheres enveloped by the great Dao. The 7 Zhizun beings don't dare underestimate you. They unleash their Dao powers, preparing to refine you. Just then, a blade of light splits open the divine ruins, slashing at those refining you, interrupting them. Master Shu Ha, time for you to pay the price. 1,000,000 years, and you're still this annoying. The taste of self-sealing ain't so sweet, is it? Shu Ha Dadi, it's on! A massive battle erupts between them. Endless blades of light flash, cutting into that river of blood. In that moment of interruption, your body completely recovers. Within the complete rulebook, as long as I don't damage myself, recreating the body won't make it weaker than before. Looking up, you see that awakened invincible one is no match for Shuei Ha and is quickly defeated. That guy isn't discouraged. He comes beside you, preparing to take you away. A Dai Di is already charging deep into the divine ruins. Da Di has his methods, but those 7 Jizun beings, even if we join forces, we don't have much hope. Let's avoid their sharp edge for now. With our secret technique, they won't catch up. I should avoid their sharp edge? They should be avoiding mine. Slightly raising your eyes, the 3 types of Bing Dao within your body begin to merge. Your aura reaches its peak. Then, with you as the center, you pull all 7 of them into your boundary. The moment you're pulled in, your IRL self gets Thanos snapped out, Prada existence. The elements revert back to your body. Witness the audacity. That so-called invincible dude, Mushian, immediately shuts up. The actual F? This little punk was playing the pig to eat the tiger. Playing the pig to eat the tiger, you say? Nah, fam, I was just seeing if they were even worthy of my full power. You slightly raise your hand, separating the 7 supreme beings standing together so smoothly they don't even notice. Then, their great Dao laws and forbidden powers get put in a chokehold. You clench your fist, and one forbidden supreme being, after a little resistance, turns into straight-up smoke. Seeing this, not only the invincible guy next to you, but even the remaining 6 supreme beings go completely silent. We're in a Fing-restricted zone, guys. A supreme being who went all out just vanished. Without even a struggle. Something's fishy here. Let's break this place together. Seeing this, the remaining supreme beings simultaneously react, unleashing their ultimate divine abilities to attack this heaven and earth. But the next moment, the 6 supreme beings seem to simultaneously lose some kind of power. Their bodies start to invert, and they can't even control the supreme origins in their bodies. Let's start calling names, shall we? Who's next on the chopping block? Another world suddenly appears in the God Ruins world. In this world, everyone is inverted, but you remain normal. This is the new domain that appeared after the Ice Age. You name it. The Ice Dao domain. This is the confidence you have to dare to go with the Empress. This domain was born from the fusion of Ice Daos. Normally, at the 3rd node, great emperors don't even have this kind of domain. The Ice Dapo is difficult to cultivate, but it has brought me many surprises. 6 beings are popping off in your Ice Dao domain. You don't act immediately, but instead observe where the domain's limit lies. That great emperor with the dragon seal fully urges the dragon seal to strike the barrier. While in this heaven and earth, there is also a similar dragon seal suppressing him. Boom! A sound explodes. How could this be? He looked sus AF, not understanding how you could copy his divine power. Meanwhile, Shuhadadi was straight up mauling, cause the same thing was happening to him. Who the hell are you? You don't need to know who he is. He's the variable in this world. Only by killing him can we get out. As soon as he finished speaking, all the great Dao laws within this ice world went wild. 6 supreme great Dabio powers instantly tore apart everything while suppressing you. You guessed right, but too bad you can't do it now. Return to sender. In an instant, their attacks turned against themselves. Several supreme gods were instantly left on the verge of death by their own attacks. But at this moment, a void crack appeared in front of you. A figure stepped out from within. Nice trick, so you can manipulate space-time. A palm strike descended, and countless space-time powers instantly sealed you. Everyone, attack together! Then, other supreme gods suppressed you with their great Daos, until your figure completely disappeared. After all, you are just a washed-up invincible. Facing 6 great emperors, even being able to wound us should be enough for you to be proud of. The invincible elder who watched the entire battle was shocked by how quickly the situation reversed. Could it be that this life is still the same? Wait, why hasn't this world collapsed yet? Not only him, but the 6 supreme gods also realized this problem. Your figure slowly appeared in the sky. What illusion made you think you could kill me in my own domain? Who the hell are you? How clueless. The 6 supreme gods suddenly realized in this moment, everything before their eyes became clear. The supreme god who specialized in space, his life force began to dissipate, his lifelong research on the Tao of the Void. In the end, I'm actually dying by my own hand. Fellow Taoists, amazing moves. Void and space are only separated by a wall, yet I couldn't see through it. His figure shattered, and a flawless supreme god disappeared just like that. The other supreme gods also began to be attacked by their own great Daos. So that's it, this is the path I need to walk. I seem to have seen it. Always rely. This is my Dao. After saying that, our boy seemed to get enlightenment flowing through his veins, morphing into pure Dao laws. Then his aura instantly broke through to the 2nd stage, going all out in an attack on you. The moment they touched, he turned into starlight and, poof, gone. How utterly boring. So that's all the power you guys got? Sheesh. Whatever. Wonder how the Nundadi is doing. Guess I'll wipe the floor with the rest of these so-called sovereigns. Suddenly, Muxian speaks up. Please, let me handle Shuhei Dadi. We have a past, some karma to settle. If I can't beat him, and he falls into darkness, please erase this calamity from existence. Our guy casually squashes the remaining 3 like bugs and releases Shu Heidei, and the brawl begins. Turns out this invincible guy is a Xin Wang physique, which is already pretty top tier among physiques. But this guy transcended into a Xian Xian physique. Talk about a glow up. Kinda interesting. Guess I'll lend a hand. Wouldn't want all that potential to go to waste. You subtly crank up the pressure on Shu Heidei, but even then, they fought for half a day before Zhu. He finally bit the dust. Chen Ai, Muxian, you've succeeded. Our grudges are settled. Shame I won't die by your hand. Haha. A blood-colored figure violently implodes. His spirit, soul, Dao, and laws all dissipate into thin air. A great emperor of the past has officially vanished. It's over. I thank you for your help this time, but I was just killing time. Never expected someone so OP to show up in these later generations. Muxian is beyond impressed. Managing to become Daocore is already hard enough. You practically deleted a great emperor. He's actually itching to ask you about it. I'm heading deeper into the Shen Shu. You should head back. Oh yeah, almost forgot. The new D has already gone deep inside. I have been sealed away for millions of years. If I can flatten an entire forbidden zone this time, I'll gladly help the new D. Even if it costs me my life. Wait a second. Where have I heard that before? Some old man said the exact same thing before. Why are all you invincible guys so enlightened? You didn't refuse. and led Muxian deep inside to the cursed killing formation. You used the power of the tides to isolate the killing intent of the grand formation. This move of yours once again gave Muxian a new understanding of you. Just now, I only felt he was a little strong enough to casually isolate a killing formation aimed at a great emperor. Seriously, terrifyingly strong. Aren't you coming in? Get closer, I'll bring you in. The killing formation is huge, and you guys break down each mechanism one by one. Just as you were about to reach the center, the entire Shenshu suddenly shook, and the power of the Ascended Immortal destroyed another place with supreme power. Yu Chenlan arrived, and you used Gishu Zhong to protect yourself, and Muxian. When you arrived at the center, within the ruined structure, stood the female emperor and a golden figure, but his color was fading. Years ago, I turned into a golden dragon from a dead fish, thinking I was invincible. I even felt that the great emperor was no match for me. Unexpectedly, a female emperor like you, and an invincible guy like you, appeared in later generations. Hee, take it. Losing to you guys, I have no regrets. With that said, the figure vanished, leaving only a scepter, revealing a strange, ancient, evil aura. Curiosity and desire flashed in your eyes. You want to become the master of the Forbidden Zone? There wasn't any sign. You carried the power of infinity all the way forward. Muxian was slightly surprised, transformed into a battle immortal, blocking in front of the two. You dare attack the female emperor? Could it be you really want to become the master of the Forbidden Zone? Do you know what that means? How many living beings will suffer? You backhand smacked this clown away, sent him flying to some corner, while the female emperor's eyes were icy cold, filled with strong killing intent. Just now, the power of the Ascended Immortal that you fused suddenly sent a message. Get rid of me quickly. I can't control it anymore. Haitang, the female emperor in the Forbidden Zone, has snatched the position of the master of the Shenshu Forbidden Zone. But the temperament of the whole person has completely changed. Along with the message from the power of the Ascended Immortal, you have no choice but to fight this legendary female emperor. At this moment, Muxian flew back again. You better not screw this up. If you're really gonna clap the nudie, then no way I'm standing by and watching. Here we go again, our boys getting yeeted into the Shenshu kill formation. Only you two left in the center of Shenshu. Good, no more outsiders. I also want to test out this invincible geezer she keeps simping over. Just how invincible are we talking? Nudai's smirking, and behind her is a gigantic void, overflowing with world-devouring power. You really don't want to know. This absolute unit swings his axe with everything he's got, cleaving towards Nudai's precious vase great Dakamal. She's weaving an immortal scripture formation that's way stronger than before. The whole region's getting wrecked by their fight. Ultimate Emperor tier slaughter battle. This is the first time you're seeing this form. The great Dabio is completely tyrannical and destructive, unlike anything before. Heaven and earth tremble. Behind Nundia, a massive black lake starts expanding like crazy, annihilating everything it touches. Liu Dai stands at the center, like the overlord of this world. Our boy fuses 2 Emperor weapons with the Axe of Annihilation. This is also the first time you're using the Axe of Annihilation with 3 weapons after fusion. Space is constantly cracking, creating ice dapo fissures of creation and destruction. An indescribable ray of light seems to pierce through heaven and earth. That massive black lake, along with the precious vase great Dao, are instantly cleaved in 2. Like the entire world's been split in half. In an instant, Nundai regains her composure. Black flying immortal force erupts. I know you've been hiding the flying immortal force, but what makes you think I haven't? You unleash your own flying immortal force, and white and black energies fill the skies. Seems like she really sees you differently, even entrusted her great Dabio to you. But it isn't your Dago. You're just mimicking. The black flying immortal force dominates the entire world. I know everything she knows, and I know what she doesn't. Just bury yourself here. Once I off you, her obsession should finally disappear. You smile faintly, your body emitting a golden glow. You're back to your peak ice Dabio form, huh? Wan Ji Ju, one side reverses time and space, the other side restores time and space. But the female emperor noped out of that danger and literally walked on the river of time. In the same space, 9 female emperors from different timelines appeared. If this is your last trick, can we wrap this up already? Ice Dao Domain. Activate. The moment the domain activates, time itself derags the female emperor back to the present. Her figure starts to fade, all the way to the last female emperor. This is a domain. You've grasped the domain. You're one step ahead of me. Or more accurately, you've entered that realm? How is that even possible? I'm the great emperor, acknowledged by Tianmeng. So what? Who cares? You hesitated for a sec, then finally condensed all your Dadio principles and aimed them at the female emperor. The power of the flying immortal barely held on, and the female emperor's body disintegrated. Even her origin was destroyed, leaving only a lonely figure and an icy tomb in the void. Muxian's figure flew in from afar, shattering everything. His aura's insane. She actually died? Why would you do that? So what if she did? An intense battle intent erupted from Muxian, pushing his own great Dao to the limit. But you weren't even phased, because you detected a familiar Dafio rhythm flowing. Hai Tang female emperor. Hai Tang female emperor. You ruthless BTC8. Or was this intentional? Maybe you planned to involve me from the start, using death to sever your ego and achieve nirvana rebirth. She died? She's reborn. This is a completely new personality, carrying all her past memories, but Muxian, being too weak, didn't notice the female emperor's scheme. He's still staring you down. In his mind, he can't allow a new forbidden zone to bring disaster to the world. Even though the guy in front of him has already killed several great emperors and is ridiculously strong, you ain't sitting on that throne. I won't let you become the lord of the forbidden zone. His battle intent starts to surge. The Grand Dao is ascending, but you turn your back on it to stare at the Empress? Bro just straight up ignored his attack. Nirvana rebirth, third life. I got to observe thanks to that, so consider it paying me back a favor. Sorry, for the sake of all living things, Zuo Muxian is here to accept death. As the attack approaches Muluxian, you use the Wanling Ding to protect Muluxian on the spot. Muxian goes all out, but can't even scratch the Wanling Ding's defense. Just chill out there for now. After everything's done, carefully observe the Empress's recovery signs. Not belonging to the laws of life, but similar to the laws of life, but even greater and newer. It's not a type of nirvana origin. After observing for a long time, you realize this opportunity is completely useless to you. Because you're immortal, duh! Your lifespan is clearly still abundant, yet you forcefully flip to a new page. Rebirth. Third life. If you had even a little sense, there wouldn't be any chance of this happening. You're really obsessed to have reached this point. If that's the case, then I'll give you a helping hand. You start using the 5 elements wood Dao to specialize in reversing that Dao rhythm. The entire Zhu Tian Shidi seems to sense. You sense the rejection of Tianming for the first time, with a trace of dissatisfaction but helplessness. The Empress succeeded. The Empress inherited a forbidden area. The Empress completely annihilated Shen Shu. At this moment, Zhu Tian Shidi and all living beings in the forbidden lands of the universe rejoice. One less forbidden area means one less threat to them. Since ancient times, great emperors who can destroy forbidden areas can be counted on one hand. Empress Haitang has left a glorious mark in history. Not sure how long it's been, but Muxian finally realizes the Empress didn't die, and probably lived another life. I'm so stupid. After those words, as the Empress's Xian power recovers, a figure appears. Instantly, the Empress's eyes look towards you, with a calm and cold gaze, even a bit unfamiliar, and you also feel a sense of regret. The woman reborn for the third time is finally no longer her. At the end of my life, I successfully beheaded my true self, and then beheaded my false self, completely merging the two. This is a flawless female emperor. Maybe she'll go even further than before. You really didn't consider using our bloodlines to sustain my life? I told you, there's no way I'd watch you two invincible powerhouses just chill and laugh together. Muxian is completely baffled. These two were fighting to the death, and now the Empress is reborn? Her words are even more suggestive, as if she has ulterior motives towards this invincible powerhouse. Congrats on your third rebirth. A millennium might not even produce one like you. This wasn't part of my original plan. My lifespan isn't over yet, but if I fight the Forbidden Zone Master, I'll definitely fall into a deep slumber. And then my second self will emerge. The me who's been suppressed for 20,000 years. That version's become way more extreme, and will definitely bring disaster to the world. So you intentionally gave me a portion of your origin, hoping I'd end you? You could say that. I initially chose the Shen Shu Master, but sadly, he wasn't good enough. The Empress paused for a moment, then suddenly looked at you tenderly. You've walked a different path, the opposite of mine, but even I now might not be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with you. You naturally know that the Empress has been reborn for the third time, but that doesn't mean she stepped into the third juncture. The power of 3 lifetimes. Perhaps in this life, you'll take that step as well. Funny thing is, when I helped you reincarnate just now, that existence didn't seem happy. Of course he wouldn't be happy. It's like, if you became the Forbidden Zone Master, would you tolerate an existence in the Forbidden Zone that you couldn't control? An emperor acknowledged by Tianming can't be sealed. Are you saying he's wary of you guys too? He's constantly replenishing himself, and his tonic is emperors and powerhouse-level beings. When I was reborn the second time, I felt the connection to the world was a little distant. As soon as the Empress finished speaking, the world suddenly shook and locked onto Shen Shu. A terrifying calamity seemed to want to pierce through Shen Shu. You don't need to say more. I already know a part of the secret. I know the path ahead. One day, the secrets of this world will no longer be secrets to me. Can you maybe release me first though? My bad. I totally spaced on you. An invincible dude, sealed up tight, his source energy still off the charts, just a bit weaker than him. Compared to what now? Compared to him of all people? This iron-headed freak even took a different path to enlightenment, making him even stronger than a great emperor. If our boy wiped out a Forbidden Zone Lord, I wouldn't even blink. Unable to argue, Muxian could only shut his mouth, then introduced himself as being from 1,000,000 years ago. Same era as the Zhuha Great Emperor. Zhuha Great Emperor slaughtered my clan. The power gap was too wide, so I had to seal my life source, just hoping for a day. Luckily, I've finally achieved my goal, bringing the world a bit more peace. If every era could pump out a few more invincible powerhouses, those supreme beings wouldn't dare to be so arrogant. Zhu Ha, Great Emperor, is reaping what he sowed, with a few more invincible old monsters popping up. Hehe. Imagine a few invincible dudes joining the Forbidden Zones, causing a dark chaos. Wouldn't want to think about it. Good thing invincible types are rarer than Great Emperors, and those self-severed Great Emperors are watched closely by the Heavenly Dao. We've arrived at Shenshu. Does our promise still hold? I'm still the Forbidden Zone Lord, you're still the Great Emperor, so of course it still holds. Hearing this, Mutia furrowed his brow and spoke up, reminding her, you just inherited a Forbidden Zone. Your Majesty, you really want to let him become the Forbidden Zone Lord? Aren't you afraid he'll become the biggest disaster? As soon as she said this, the female emperor looked at him with determination. Anyone else maybe, but not him. Thinking this, she casually sat up straight on her throne. Waves of golden light continuously spread out until they covered all of Shenshu. Didn't expect he'd take over a forbidden zone so quickly. Didn't you hear what the female emperor said? Because before your eyes, images of the universe being destroyed appear. After the world disappears, only a ball of dark light absorbs all energy and finally explodes. World destruction. Still not enough information from the memories. Gotta find a chance to research this more. You gripped the scepter, feeling the core product of Shenshu. Shen Zihi Lei. Only 3 drops left from the previous Forbidden Zone master. Dude predicted we were coming, so he used up all the tears of the gods. What a Chad. No wonder those self-severed Jizun could maintain their abundant source power, and even cross that threshold. Looks like your plan failed, but you got a Forbidden Zone. So you still came out on top, right? The tears of the gods only produce 1 drop every 10,000 years. But as long as Shenshu exists, it will continue to produce them. You are not wrong. Next. What should you guys do to flatten a forbidden zone? You should at least inform the Jutian Shidi and all living beings in those forbidden lands to scare them. As for Muxian Dao Yu, I have already avenged his great revenge, and I no longer have any responsibilities. Perhaps I will return to Jutian Shidi and find a quiet place to live out the rest of my life. I think he fits this place perfectly. How about just staying here? Staying here is also not a problem. Shenshu is so big. It's a bit empty for me to be here alone. Are you two even listening to me? Do I not have human rights? I don't want to be a Jizun of Forbidden Lands. Nu Di, Empress. You are literally helping the enemy. If you stay here, maybe you can keep a close eye on him. Don't you not trust him? When he becomes a disaster in the future, you can take the opportunity to suppress him and seize power. Me seizing power? You probably don't understand the power of the Forbidden Zone. Think about why those self-severed Dandi Jizun want to come here. This place can slow down the depletion of the origin. If Jutian Shidi really has turmoil, you can also go out and suppress and contribute. Hai Tong Nu Di has left, and Muxian also temporarily followed. Hide Shenshu away, look at the ruined world, and use all your strength to recreate it in the style of Zhaojin Ji Yu, creating a region. This is still more comfortable than Shenshu, which is already a thing of the past. From now on, this forbidden zone will be called Changsheng Ji. The Nundi returned to Jutian Shidi with the supreme position, and the vast pressure like the sea filled the universe. I, Haitang, have completely destroyed Shenshu in this era. After me, Shenshu will never appear again. Muxian, a peerless expert who was sealed away, a legend for the ages. The endless darkness will eventually come to an end. The Nundi never revealed your existence to the world. This was also your request. You didn't want to be exposed as a Changsheng Jin. Time erodes everything. You could revive for a 3rd life, but the history books don't mention a 4th. Maybe I can peek at some secrets from you. Right then, Xiao Jin suddenly appears. What do you think? Not a bad place, right? It's alright, I guess. Without Tianming's gaze, it's a little more comfortable. Then you and Xiao Jin return to Jutian Shidi. First stop, Zhaoji Shengdi. Seeing Bai Weiwei sealed in divine source, you can't help but feel gloomy. Even if I had an undying divine tree, what good would it do to give you another 10,000 years of life? Just wait a little longer, maybe I'll find a way. You return to the small world, bringing everything back to the Changsheng realm. Muxian also returns to the Changsheng realm with you, and you give him a drop of Shenji Le. Not long after, he seals himself away. Time flies like an arrow. 3,000 years have passed. The person refining Shenji Le completely reached the 3rd node. Your understanding of the world's rules becomes clearer, and you also discover a major problem. This world basically can't produce a Dandai at the 4th node. Someone deliberately cut off this path. At over 90,000 years old, you finally stand firmly on the 3rd node, seeing through some of the world's illusions, and you discover that this world is incomplete. It's impossible to give birth to a day Dinnet at the 4th node. This, and what the Nundi said before about Tianming replenishing itself, might be related. Or maybe it's related to Bai Yu Jin. You open the system interface. After accumulating for so long, your Changsheng points have accumulated. Why though? I'm getting major skill issue vibes here. I can't even break through the 4th node, let alone forge an emperor weapon to your level. What's the real definition of a spiritual epiphany anyway? You'll even start getting premonitions about the stuff going down in the underworld. After hesitating for ages, our boy hard passed. No sweat, I've got like 5 millennia. No way you won't slip up even a little bit. And just like that, poof, 7,000 years fly by. This era is eerily quiet. The entire world is flourishing and thriving. Tons of living beings even think they could become emperor if the empress wasn't holding them back. Talk about delusional. Loads of guys are rolling up to the empress's restricted zone trying to throw hands, but get squashed by a sliver of her power. In the blink of an eye, the empress is 13,000 years deep into her third life. And you, my dude, are a cool 100,000 years old. Respect. Over the years, you've been trying to forge that weapon, but it's just constant L's. There's some force in the underworld that's sabotaging your forging attempts. Just then, the empress hits you up for a visit to the holy ground. When you get to the empress's sanctuary, turns out she's also hitting tier 3, and the world is literally glitching out. I know the state you're in. Can you fix this mess? No sooner said than done, and the empress is blasting her own great Dao, which also has repulsive energy. Before I cross that threshold, Tianmeng dropped a decree, telling me to self-delete. Boom! One massive explosion, and the entire Origin Life Zone suddenly erupts with ultimate power. The empress's immense aura blankets the land. Plenty of people are throwing out theories that some forbidden baddie came to play, but the supreme beings chilling in the forbidden zones are realizing that the empress is locking horns with Tianmeng itself. Forbidden power straight up slams into the empress. If this was some regular great emperor, they would have been Thanos snapped into oblivion. Need a hand, best girl? Some backup would be clutch, honestly. The empress whips out 3 different great Daos from inside her and slowly forces Tianmeng's forbidden power out of her body. And dragging along with it is Tianmeng's mark. The very second she expels it, you can all feel Tianmeng's gaze. After leveling the forbidden zone, I'm back in my third life. You told me to watch out for Tianmeng, and now things are starting to click. So you and I finally get why those legendary emperors chose the inevitable end. Success or failure? It's all about Tianmeng, baby. Dude just chills for a sec, then carefully isolates the empress with his ice domain, cutting off even Tianmeng's wicked influence. In my world, even Tianmeng's power struggles to get in. So what's the plan now? I've reached the third node, but I still can't grasp my own great Dabio like you did. Sometimes, I even feel like my own great Dabio is too damn alien. I can't even see the road ahead anymore. The path is broken. So this is the fate of an emperor recognized by Tianmeng? Ao Tian was the same at first. Be glad you're not an emperor who proved the Dao with Tianmeng. You're a freak that Tianmeng can't control. I think you can break through every shackle. Too bad I won't be able to see it though. Maybe, but your current state ain't looking too hot. Either way, I'm still considered an emperor for now. Tianmeng may be wary of me, but it can't do anything to me, and I can't do anything to it either. You're provoking me. I'll announce this news to the world. Of course, this is also my last trump card. Announcing it? That method is kinda sus. Otherwise, this tea would have been spilled already. So it'll always wait until my current lifespan is used up and won't give me a chance to revive a 4th time. Come back to the Changsheng realm with me. I have a way to get you there. Hearing you, the empress revealed a hint of surprise, followed by loneliness. It's too late. Back when I came out of the Shengshu, Tianmeng wouldn't let me escape its control. As soon as I have a thought, it will interfere. It even kept urging me to self-sever back then. I have a feeling that if I don't follow its wishes, some major shut's gonna go down. Not long after, you leave the Empress's Holy Land. When leaving, the Empress severed all the power of Tianmeng from her body, leaving only a Tianmeng imprint. This also means you've gone completely against the will of Tianmeng. If I had chosen to become the Emperor with the system at the start, would it have turned out like this? You underestimate me way too much. My loyalty to you is absolute, fam. As the saying goes, ignore the child, and regret will be your reward. Tianmeng doesn't want an immortal emperor who never blinks. And it didn't know you dodged becoming the Viet emperor. Otherwise, you wouldn't have survived until now. Plus, it doesn't have time to care about you right now. I'm low-key curious. If that Hey Tang girl didn't make a choice, would you help her choose? Don't worry your pretty little head about whether choices can be made or not. Her not wanting to self-destruct is her choice. You should focus on breaking through that 4th node. Oh, you got a method, do ya? You think the 4th node is easy peasy? Besides, this world's great Dao is incomplete. It's totally impossible. So, you're saying I can break through in Baiyu Jing? As he said that, our boy grabbed Xiao Jin in his hand. Of course. What do you want to do? You seriously don't know about the Baiyu Jing artifact, or even the Dao scripture sealed within your body. You can't even open it. Why do you keep following me? You clearly didn't need to come out at Baiyu Jing. What's your agenda, huh? What's it got to do with you anyway? Can't I just want to take a stroll? Without my permission, you won't even get a peek at the Davio scripture. I'm giving you 2 options. 1. You quickly scram from the eternal life realm. 2. Let me see the contents of this Davio scripture. It might record the location of the artifact. I don't know about the Baiyu Jing artifact. I only have some vague memories. If you want the Baiyu Jing artifact, this Dao scripture is essential. Forcibly opening it will definitely destroy the Davio scripture. Can't you give me some time, bro? Maybe. And don't go kicking me out, alright? I was just messing with you. Didn't think you'd actually forget. Relax. I'm not kicking you out. As for when you want to leave, that's on you, fam. Take your time and think it over. Maybe Bai Yu Jing isn't the only way out. Yeah.